Hey, get my voice going. Hey, Deb. Hi, Terry. Terry, I took a picture to show of your prompt page. Let's see. Laverne took a bite of banana, so Oliver's gonna step on down. So I just put some books up here. The rest are on the floor. I thought we'd talk sketchbooks. Get everybody's mind into a creative, artistic mode. Let's see. Keeks, hey. Sorry, guys. Let me take a couple sips of my lemon water, bite a banana. Hi, Dawn P. Linda Rins. So I'm a little sweaty. I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trips up and down the stairs to bring books up here. Hi, Janet. I was just saying I made about 7 trips to bring books up here from downstairs to upstairs. Oh, you're welcome, Linda. Let's see, Missy, Beth Schuler. So I made I'll wait a couple minutes, but I made a little list of what we're going to do today, what books I'm including, what books I'm not including, because I'm not including a lot of things. I'm not including more than I am including. Hi, Sue. I'm just drinking my lemon water here and get my voice. I haven't talked since Hubster left 2-3 hours ago. So, except, hey, cutie little, do you need a brushy brush? To the cats, it's not time for lunch. Except for that, I haven't really talked. So, yeah. Let's see. Pamela, thank you again, Pamela, for supporting the channel. Because Denise, and I'm going to just blame Denise. So my happy mails are a couple days behind. So I have them all stacked over here behind me. So my happy mails are a couple days behind. And we had a holiday too. I had a holiday thrown in there. Let's see. So I haven't forgot y'all. I never forget you guys. Ask Hubster. Hi, Arlene. So I pulled a bunch of books on sketching, and I'll talk about what I did pull, what I didn't pull, and just we're gonna just chill, do book, get your Society of Idea Collector notebook out, get your enabling britches on. Thanks, Tina. Good morning, Tina. Let's see. Hi, View. Who else am I missing? Belinda. I'm going to scroll down here and see. I try to catch everybody in the first 10 minutes. So if you're in the first 10 minutes, I like to shout you out. If you come in later, make sure you put it in caps, and I'm more apt to see you. Let's see. Deb said, "Did you have fun?" Yes, I did. She had to leave yesterday. She was thinking she might be able to stay today, but she made 7 or 8 eBay sales, and she had to get home to ship those out. So we did get to go to a couple thrift stores. She found a whole bunch of good stuff. But she had to leave yesterday. So, yeah, she left after her another grilled cheese. Yesterday was another day. After her grilled cheese, she headed back home. It's a 3-hour drive for her, one way, 3 hours to come visit her mom. So I always appreciate anytime she can come down, spend the night, stream with us. I hope y'all enjoy her being here. She absolutely loves to stream. She loves to stream. Let's see. Thanks, Tina. I do my best. Like I said, I do scrub through the chat that night or the next day to see who I missed, especially if any new people come in. I try to get over to their channel, and I'll follow you if you have content, art content. I'll follow you. Let's see. I think I put on a new shirt today. I got a new shirt at Old Navy. Oh, we did go to Denise and I did go to Old Navy, so I got me an Old Navy shirt. Looks kind of like Grandpa's pajamas. Looks like Grandpa's Grandpa's pajamas, but I liked it because it's thin. See, I'm all about the thin legging. Well, not thin as to see through, not that thin, but I like thin jeans, thin leggings, thin shirts. Thin. I like thin. I don't like. I never wear sweatshirts. I do have a hoodie or two that I'll wear like on cold days to go to run to the store or something. But I don't like sweatshirts. I don't even own a pair. I do not own one single pair of sweatpants. So they're too thick. I wear leggings all the time. So anyway, I know, right, Tina? She does. She does. We love you, View. View has a couple channels. I recommend following her coloring channel. Just saying. Follow her coloring channel. Love you, View. Last thing I bought from Old Navy was a tank top for $6. Yeah, and they're having they had a big sale going on, so we hit it. So we didn't get a whole lot. What's this? Let's close that for now. Okay. Let's see. No, I don't do that, View. All right. So first off, I do want to show because Terry is here, and if Cat and Pace comes in, I want to shout her out something too. But I'll wait till if she comes in. So, but in the meantime, Terry is here. So, and I took a picture of her IG because it's easier for me to pinch and zoom on Terry to read it for you guys. Because Instagram, you got to pinch, hold it, you know. So I took a picture of Terry's here. So here are the prompts from Monday. I think this was from Monday. No, maybe it was from the week before. Anyway, one of the prompt days, you don't ever have to do them in order. You don't have to do the prompts in order. You just write them down, do them when you want, put them in your Society of Idea Collector notebook so you have ideas at your fingertips. Along with, I don't see Cheshire Cat here. I hope she's okay. Did I miss her? Did I miss you, Cheshire? Are you here? Oh, there she is. I just missed her coming in. Thanks, Kat. So she gave us a book on, well, let me grab it real quick. It's up here. She gave us this book that we've been reading out of every week, every Monday when we do the prompts. I've been also reading out of this book, L is for Lollygag. And so we're up to C. So anyway, Terry Brett has been incorporating those as well as the prompts. So here's what she did. So the prompts were buffalo, laughter, lettuce, mineral, and crying. And now I can't remember all. I think she highlights them. I think she highlights from the Lollygag book. But anyway, so here's her illustration here. I love it. Whoops, there's a picture of a bird I saved. Well, now, here's a bit of a conundrum. That was one of the words. Mushrooms, lettuce, or both? And then there's a little gnome or little guy sitting on top of a mushroom. Here it goes. Caterpillars fight buffalo for lettuce. Oh, that is so funny. Ha, ha, ha. I'm laughing so hard I'm crying. Because laughing and crying were them two of the words. Ha, ha, I can't stop laughing. Oh, my stomach hurts. And then down here she has a little book on rocks and minerals. And then the little caterpillar's going, I don't care. He's not having my lettuce. And then this one's going, watch out, that buffalo can be so cantankerous. So anyway, go over to IG Terry Brett 3 if you want to follow her. She does these. They're so imaginative. Hi, Christina. Hi, Mama Juju. They're so imaginative. I just love Terry's elos. Hi, Barbara. Chicken Pot Pie Society. Oh, let's see who else. Crafty Visage, or yeah, Visage. Crafty. I want to call her Crafty Village, but it's Crafty Visage. The crafty face. So anyway, did I say hi to Arlene? Yeah, I said hi to Arlene. So Karen. So anyway, yeah, I love it, Terry. I love it. And y'all, I mean, Terry started out saying, I can't draw a stick figure. A few years ago, Terry was saying, I can't draw a stick figure. And now you give her 5 prompts and some cantankerous words, and she's on it. uh, so y'all follow Terry Brett. She's awesome. So okay, so we're 10 minutes in. So like I said, if you see Cat and Paste, I wanted to shout something out for her too. So I wrote down some notes. Society of Idea Collector ideas today. Get you a piece of paper, a pen, your Society of Idea Collector notebook, wherever you keep your ideas. A sketchbook, a comp book, a traveler's, whatever, wherever you keep your ideas. We just call it a Society of Idea Collector notebook. It's just wherever you keep your ideas, even if you do it on your phone. But I suggest doing it on paper so you can have a pen in hand. Um, and I did write some notes down about sketchbooks. They're to play, experiment, test materials, collect ideas. Sketchbooks aren't necessarily, although some of these you're going to say, oh my gosh, they're not supposed to be finished works of art necessarily, although people do them to publish their sketchbooks. Hi, CB. But, we all need to have some book where we just throw things in. We don't, I have the Society of Idea Collector notebook, and I have all kinds of sketchbooks. If we have time, I'll pull out some of my sketchbooks. Let me just pull out this one that I've been just throwing stuff in. It's one of these big ones here. I just put my art book on here. It's a giant sketchbook. Denise gave Hubster this Yeti sticker, and he let me have it. That's the Yeti from the Yeti cups. And of course, Mona's my muse. And it's just a big, thick, 800-page giant sketchbook. But I just throw all kinds of stuff in here. And this is kind of my newer one. I have multiples of those. So if I feel like getting out one that's got a whole bunch of stuff in it, I'll get that out. Now, those aren't my actual sketchbooks. Let's see. Do I have one down here? I have a couple different ones of those. This is not the one that has all my animals in it. This is just another. This is one of those big, ginormous ones. There's one of Marsh's stickers. Marsh makes comics. And so this one's just got all kinds of stuff in it too. It's not, I can't flip it because it's too big. And this stack right here, look, it's like 6 inches tall right here. So I can't put anything on top of it and show you. But if we have time, y'all have seen them all. Y'all have seen all my sketchbooks. Maybe not every recent post in a sketchbook, but you've seen my sketchbooks. All right, I'm going to turn these sideways because they want to fall. There we go. So I made a whole bunch of trips downstairs. Hi, Becky Hernandez. I made a whole bunch of trips downstairs to my bookshelves. I have one wall, a whole wall, that's all art books. And then I have in my mural room over here, I have, I don't call them secondary art books, but they're not, my favorite ones and best ones are downstairs on the big shelf, but I ran out of room. So, and then I have my dining room, which is a library, which I took out the table and chairs out of the dining room and walled it, wall to wall to wall to wall, bookcases. So yes, I am a book collector. I love me some books. So anyway, y'all already know all that. Okay. So like I said, today, write down your ideas. If anything occurs to you, here's the thing. Just have a piece of paper and a pen handy. And if something occurs to you, it may not have anything to do with sketchbooking. It may have nothing to do with what we're talking about. But write it down if it occurs to you. Just constantly be writing things down. I'm telling you, if you write your ideas down or thoughts that come to you, if you write them down consistently, and I say put them in your Society of Idea Collector notebook because that's just a convenient place to keep all your ideas, you will never run out of ideas. people that say, I don't have any ideas. Just look what Terry just takes those prompts and look what she does with them. I'm telling you, but you have to write it down. If you do not write it down, I can 100% guarantee you will forget. You will forget. So, sketchbooks, you play, experiment, test materials, collect ideas, or anything else that you want to just, random ideas. I mean, I can get ideas while I'm watching, like, let me think of something for an example. Okay. Like the History Channel has a thing on Tesla. You have a pen and pencil in hand, even if if you never take a note. But if you have I usually have a clipboard. I have a clipboard with blank paper, not lines, just a blank sheets of paper. And I keep that handy with a ballpoint pen. I don't want to erase. I do have pencils that sometimes I sketch something, but for the most part, it's a ballpoint pen or my Sharpie pens. And I'll just write, sketch if something occurs to me. I mean, just turn on, like, let me see how I can explain some of it. Like, let's just say you turn on the History Channel and there's a thing on Tesla. Write Tesla real big in the middle. Like you're going to mind map it. Put a big circle around it. And then as they start talking about Tesla, you don't have to write his whole history because you're never going to keep up with somebody talking, but, and you don't want it to be so intense that you feel like you're in a classroom. You want it to be fun and encourage you to collect ideas, and just put some, mind map arrows out from the word, and then just start writing down bullet points, and you're going to get ideas. Your imagination will kick in. You will start seeing pictures in your mind. And people, and I know there's a couple people that I've talked to said, well, I don't see pictures in my mind. And there's something that's called something. I forgot what it was now, but there's something about some few people. Is it Devin? Is it Devin Rex? That don't see pictures in their mind, but you can still imagine the words. Let's put it that way. You're still thinking and you can draw them down. So if you think apple, even if you don't see an apple in your head, you can still sketch down an apple if the word apple occurs to you. Does that make sense? But most people have some sort of imagination because, like, if you come out of the grocery store and where's my car? And I know people are going to say, I can't remember where my car is. I have to use a clicker. I have to use a beeper. Okay, settle down. But, most of the times you're walking down the store and you imagine what row or where you parked your car so you can find your car. So everybody has an imagination. If I said right now, green apple, can you see a green apple in your head? So most people can see things in their head is what I'm saying. Okay. Hi, Marsh. Marsh, I was just showing my sketchbook that has, where is it? Which one was it? This one. This is my big, ginormous sketchbook, Marsh. So anyway, we're going to be talking sketchbooks today. A lot of y'all that have been around for all these 15 years have seen a lot of these, and I always show new books as I buy them. So when I get new books, I'm showing them to you. And I have shown sketchbooks and in different configurations because I'll tell you what I did not pick out of my collection to show today. So let's see, Zinjin. Tina, I love you, Tina. Yes, I do have. I did 7 stacks. I brought up 7 stacks from downstairs. So I'm drinking my lemon water, cooling down. Yes, that's your sticker. Got a banana. Okay. So again, sketchbooks are, and you can write these words down, even if you disagree with them or you don't use them that way. Write them down. Play, experiment, test materials, collect ideas, along with just doodling. Oh, I should write that down. Where's my pen? Doodling. All right. And we're just going to talk in my grandpa pajama shirt. Sorry, I love this thing when I saw it. Okay, so what is not including? What the books I selected. Now they may have some that overlap or cross, pollinate. See, just that right there when I saw the insect cross pollinate, I got 5 ideas. but I'm not going to stop to write them down because I want to do the stream for you guys. So what they're not including is, and although some may, like I said, kind of cross over, art journaling. I'm not showing you art journaling books. I've got 5 shelves on art journaling. We're not doing art journaling books. I'm not doing collage books. I got 3 shelves on collage. Not doing collage books. Mixed media and collage. I'm not doing either one of those. I'm not doing lettering or calligraphy books today. I've done a whole show. I've done a whole show like I'm doing this one on sketchbooks. I've done whole shows on art journaling, collage books, lettering and calligraphy, and I'm not doing painting, although some of these artists do paint. But we're not doing painting books. We're not doing floral painting or floral, there's some in here on nature sketching, but I'm not doing floral painting in particular, those kind of books. I'm not doing art history or biographies, although there might be a couple in here that do have biographies, but it's more about their sketching than their biographies. I'm not doing inking books. I have shelves on inking, how to ink, inkers. I do have a couple in here on comic artists, but I'm not doing in particular inking books. I'm not doing my fashion design books. So I'm not doing a lot of books, okay? Yeah, I'm not doing Bible journaling today. So yeah, there's those two. Let's see. I just saw someone mention that. It does include some instructional books, but I did not pick in particular books on. There's a couple in here that kind of are instructional, but for the most part, they're not instructional books. And there are some artist sketchbooks in here, which include all the above. Okay, so that being said, we can go ahead and get started because this is quite the stuff I'm going to show you. So, and one more thing, I'm going to request that Janet, Tina, and Kat, Cheshire Cat, do not post links. Do not post links. There's too many. I will try to read off the ISBN, read the titles clearly. Y'all go, please do not make my mods go find all these books. I don't even know how many I picked. Let's see, 6, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I probably picked 50 books. We're not going to. I'm not making my mods go look up 50 books on sketching. We're not going to do it. So y'all just get your pen and pencil out and do a little work yourself, because my mods are really good about posting links. But this is when any time I show a whole bunch of books. Hi, Juanita. How you doing? And I did message Juanita and say that I was sorry. It was her dad passed away. I did not know her dad passed away when she was here on the last stream. I just thought he was sick. I did not know, so I missed it. I didn't see it in caps or something. So, but I did message Juanita after the stream and tell her I was sorry to hear that. So hang in there, girl. Hang in there. I know. We get to the age, Let's see. Hi, me, Kathleen. Who else am I missing? I said hi to Barbara Chicken Pot Pie. No, don't be tempting her, Juanita. Don't be tempting Artina. And Kat. You won't be tempting Janet. There won't be any tempting her. Hi, 3G Brenda. Let's see. Zinjan. You want to get back to sketching? Well, you always should have a sketchbook. And again, I have multiple books for different things, different kinds of sketchbooks, collecting ideas, art journals, mixed media, collage. I have books for every different thing, but you should at least have some kind of sketchbook that can just be all the crap. You can just throw it in there, throw your ideas down. Like I said, you're watching TV, you write down some ideas. You need a book, even if it's just a composition book or one of those cheap $5 sketchbooks that you can get at Five and Below or Michael, just to sketch and draw and write notes in. Some place to keep your ideas. Don't make it too precious. Don't get, like I love my big 600-page $50 sketchbooks, but don't do that to just collect ideas in. because you'll be too precious. Oh my gosh, I made a bad line. Oh well, I'm not going to even open that book anymore. I've done that. I've been there. I know. I got the T-shirt. You don't want to do that. You want some kind of just cheap sketchbook that you can write down your ideas, collect your ideas, your thoughts, test materials, whatever. And then as the more you do it, then you'll start branching off and doing different books for different things. Hi, Riri. Riri, you've probably seen most of these already. You've been around since day one. So you've probably seen the bulk of them anyway. Now, again, sometimes I'll show books like this in different configurations. I might pull some art journal, mixed media, collage, and I don't know that I've pulled these exact books for sketchbooks before. So, yeah, I just thought it would be kind of fun, chill. It's been a while since we just, sat and walked through and talked books. Let's see. So I had a Belinda, Angela. Hi, Angela. Jackie. Yes. Arlene, I don't do precious. Y'all need to follow Arlene, though. She does some fun three-dimensional artwork. I'm telling you. She does her dolls, and she makes things out of, you wouldn't think, what did she make that out of? No, she didn't. Yes, she did. So, yeah. Let's see. All right. So again, put it in caps if you're talking to me. Hi Angie, my Pamela B. If I miss saying hi to you, somebody in chat will say hi to you, and I'll catch you. When I go do the scrub through, because I will probably miss some of y'all coming in when I start talking about the books, reading ISBNs, and all that. Okay. All right. So I'm going to start. I think let's just start with this one right here. And some of the Japanese names I'm probably not going to pronounce correctly. Oh, thank you, me. Whoops. Let's see here. Let me write you down. Thank you, me. New sketchbook budget, girl. Well, thank you so much, me. I will be, I'll send you out a print. I got my happy mail to go out. Like I said, I'm a couple days behind because Denise visited and we had a holiday. So, yeah, I appreciate that, me. Thank you so much. I will send you out a thank you. And if you, I don't really talk about, what do you call it? PayPal and all that. I took my PayPal link down. A couple of y'all still have it and still support me every month on PayPal, but for the most part, I just took PayPal down. So if you want to support me, you can support me here, and I do send out thank yous. So thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks, me. Let's see. I said hi to Annette. Yeah, Kat. They're all saying thank you to you. So thank you. All right. So, and again, so I have a few Japanese, a couple manga artists, and I'm probably not going to say their names correctly, but anyway, Marsh could probably tell you how they're pronounced, but I'm just going to do my best. Terada Katsuya, and this, and I'll tell you which ones. If they were expensive, I'll tell you this one and these two. This one, not this one. This is his bio. But this one was quite expensive. Let's see. This one was $40, and forget it goes backwards. This is like the pop manga, and I think I pulled one of Camilla de Recco view. I think I pulled her sketchbook, but I may or may not have. But so anyway, this book right here is amazing. Now, let me just start by saying this is a family-friendly channel. I'll try not to show any, boobage, but so I'm just going to kind of flip through, and I'm not going to show you everything, obviously, but you can see where this is torn out of his sketchbook. And there's just amazing sketchbook work. So I'm going to try to chill a little so we can show. Okay, all right, Sinjin, lurk away. It's a chill book, and I will be trying to give ISBNs and dates of the books and whatever information I can. So, and some of these artists are very well known in the different, Japanese circles, manga circles, that kind of thing. Look at this. I love this. I love negative space. This right here is just an awesome composition. I just love this. And anytime, one of the nice things about having art books like this is also when you get, well, I'll say two things. They inspire me. And anytime I go and look at books like this, it's inspiring to me. Some people get intimidated or, oh my gosh, I'll never be able to do that. And they give up on themselves. Do not do that. Let it inspire you, knowing there's always going to be someone that draws better than you. There's always going to be that. So let it inspire you. Let it inspire you, not intimidate you. Take little ideas of, line work or composition or something and take from it and, write down the notes, write down the notes. So this one is very pop manga-ish kind of, in like this steampunk. So I just want to kind of give you all an idea here. So let's just put one up close here so you can kind of see it. All right. So again, this is Sketch Terada Kasuya. And I'll give you the ISBN 978-475-625-4276. And I don't know if I can find a date in here, if there is one. Let's see here. This is the actual cover there. I was going to try to find if there's any dates or anything, but I'm not seeing anything on here. And I think someone mentioned that when I first bought it, there was no information inside. Oh, here it is. Okay. Hang on. Let me wrap this back. Put the book jacket back around. Y'all know my book jacket story. I'll have to tell that again. Let's see. 2021. Katsuya Terada. So it's maybe that's the way it goes. Here on the book, it's the other way, but so my book cover story is I had given Cameron and Samantha my trilogies, my Hobbit, Lord of the Rings books, and so I didn't have a copy of them. I have an old Hobbit book, and I think I even gave that one to Cameron. But anyway, so I said, well, I'm going to buy a new set of the Lord of the Rings, and I saw this beautiful set on Amazon. I forget. I'm probably not going to remember exactly how much it was. $40 or $50. Maybe one of y'all remember. $40 or $50. And I got it in. I had just bought 3 new book covers, sleeves, wraps that were special, collectible book covers for the Lord of the Rings. I had bought $40 worth of book covers. Yeah, $40. Thanks, Tina. And so I really liked them though because of the artwork and everything. So I kept them, and then I bought the set of books through not that one obviously, but another place that had the books. And so my Lord of the Ring books are double wrapped. They're wrapped with the original covers that came on them when I bought them again, and then it has the beautiful $40 wraps over the wraps. So they're double wrapped. So when y'all buy books and things like that, you gotta look careful, especially on Amazon, and always check the sizes. There are some like what's it called? What's it called? What's the name of that publishing book? Starts with a TS. I can't think of it right now. But they have different sizes. Their books come in different sizes. There's original sizes, there's smaller sizes. So you really need to look at the sizes of the books you are purchasing because they could be different sizes. So we know you like book covers. Well, I just had not had my set of Lord of the Rings in the house. for a while. So, all right. So this one, um, okay. All right. This is the person that does all the what's the name of the books? Y'all know what I'm talking about. I didn't bring any of it. I don't think I brought any of those up here either. Wait a minute, maybe I did. Hang on. Maybe I did. Here we go. Yes. You know, what's the series that he does? Not Sky. Oh, y'all, somebody tell me. Marsh probably knows. He does the movies and the cartoons and the Cameron and Samantha love the movies. Every time the movies come out, they go see them. Um, Tina probably knows. Tina probably knows. But anyway, I did pull one of his books. I have multiples of his books. And I also, not Spirited Away. Thanks, Sinjin. Spirited Away. Um, I had all his Spirited Away and all his different movies and his different books, but Cameron and Samantha love them too. So when my grandchildren love the books, if they love a book, yeah, thanks, Zinjan. Zinjan's naming them off. Then they usually get them. But this is one that I kept, and this is his biography here. Well, it's his biography 79 to 96 here. This is his and so even though it doesn't have a lot of his art, and there's a few things here, but I wanted to show you guys that sometimes when you buy biographies on artists, you can find some of their early work and their early sketches and stuff like that. So this is a biography, and the one that does the Spirited Away and all those cartoons. So this is one of his books. And I'm just going to quickly flip maybe, I don't know if y'all want his biography information here. So this one's $16.99. I don't know what's the date here. This came out 1990. Studio Ghibli. And some say Ghibli, some say Ghibli. I don't know. Zinjin, how do you say it? Ghibli, with a J or a G. Anyway, because I've looked it up because I said, well, how are they really supposed to say it? The Japanese say it one way, and we say it a different way. So, cat. Oh my gosh. So anyway, this came out in 1996, and the ISBN is. I am going to have to do one thing before we get too far in the weeds. Some of these are small. 978-142-1561-042. And yeah, starting point. All right, and then here's one of the books that is about him. Let's see. I don't know if I got this. I might have got this one at Barnes and Noble. When some of these more expensive books like this, I on my birthday, when I get Mother's Day, birthday, Christmas, anytime I get gift cards, my family all knows. Get Mom Barnes and Noble gift cards for gifts. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Well, that's not might be in the back. Sometimes they started moving the info to the back. Here we go. 2021. And the ISBN is 978-194-2884-811. Okay. And I'm just going to kind of do a flip. So again, this one's got a lot of his different artwork, but it's also got sketches. So sometimes if you buy particular artist books, you're going to get their sketches, their sketchbooks, and their art all in it. So even if you don't buy these books, I recommend that if you go to Barnes & Noble Books, whatever bookstore you have, that you at least peruse these books. Hi, Missy. I at least peruse these books and write down the titles, or take a picture with your phone. Take a picture of the, ISBN or the cover, or something. And so that you just remember, oh, I really liked XYZ in that book. But you see what I was talking about, his sketches? Hi, CK. CK, are you still at school? Okay, meetings. Okay, you're in meetings. Okay. CK is the originator. Well, she's not the originator, but she's one of the ones that is literally a drive-by person, drive-by into the streams. So you can see. So remember what I said, what we are showing and what we're not showing. Hi, Brooke with the knee, Judy O. Thanks everybody for being here. We're showing different sketchbook ideas and different people that have their sketchbooks out there. And let me reread what I wrote down about what we're not showing. We're not including art journaling, collage, mixed media, lettering, calligraphy, painting, florals, art history, biographies, although I did just show a biography. That's because I had this book out. Inking, fashion design, we're not showing any of those, although they will cross over, so, but in general, I'm trying to keep it to sketching. Okay. So, and this got a whole lot of history here at the beginning. So, but there's some of the sketches. Okay. So there we go. Spirited Away artist, just for a reference point. All right, let me keep the stacks separate. I did go, like I said, I brought up 7 stacks into here to show y'all. This one, I think I had to wait a while to get. And it comes in this cardboard sleeve. And again, I'm not gonna try to pronounce it. Okay, here's James Michener. You know, James Michener wrote this about him. Okay. Let's get some. Is it going to be on here? And you're probably not going to find this one. I'm just saying. You're probably not going to find this one. It has this rice paper sleeves. I want to try to find the dates and everything. This one will be in the front, I'm sure. I'll read a little bit of some of them. All right, here we go. This came out in 1958 in Japan, and first edition was 1958. This sixth printing is 1962. So this particular edition is 1962. I know they never get old, do they? Yes, I have Gary Shipman's too. Doug Tenaple. I never get tired of them. Looking through their art books, I used to collect a lot of, and they're not just comic artists, but although I do have a lot of comic artist, independent comic artist books, but there's some of them are just, yeah. And I didn't bring up those. I could have, and maybe next time I will. But yeah. So let's just see what it says here. Let me read a little bit of this. Between the years, wait a minute, I got something I got cat hair in this eye. Hang on, let me get. Between the years 1814 and 1878, there was published in Japan a series of woodblock printed volumes entitled Hokusai Manga, or Hokusai's Sketches from Life, which was destined to be one of the most popular art publications ever issued anywhere in the world. With its rich tapestry of life as it was lived in the boisterous Tokyo of the day and its magical evocation of the beauties of the Japanese countryside, it was an immediate bestseller in Japan, and then upon the West's discovery of Japanese art, went on to win the hearts of people everywhere. While the critics have disagreed on the artistic value of the manga, when judgments ranging from all the way from a major art treasure to worthy of Rembrandt to an outpouring of sketches lacking organization or meaning, the art lovers of the world, no less than the man in the street from whom Hokusai worked, have felt the supreme vitality and life-loving force of the sketches and have always delighted in the 15 volumes of the book. And it's in this form. It is from this amazing book, amazing both in execution and breadth of scope, that the 187 full-page plates and the hundreds of text decorations of the present volume have been assembled. For many years now, the sketchbooks have been available only in costly or tattered form, or else in inferior reproduction. Here at last, they are given worthy format, and many original volumes examined to find the best pages for photographing. Every effort has been made to reproduce the actual feel of the originals. The charming, soft, line wood cut woodblock printing may well come as a surprise to readers more accustomed to the mechanical sharpness of the most modern book illustration. 2 plates printed from actual wood blocks provide a standard for judging the faithfulness of the 3-color offset technique used for the rest of the plates. It goes on even, more, but I think you kind of get the idea here. Let's see if I need anything at the end. Yeah, so let's see if I got and I don't know that I can find, let's see here. Again, this one was not cheap, just saying. But I loved it when I saw it, and it's like uncut pages here, double printed, folded, I should say. Okay, let's see. Is there an ISBN? I'm not even seeing. It just has Library of Congress catalog card number 589983. So it's before ISBNs. So there's not an ISBN on it. But it's a stunning book. And so they're all double pages here, so I'm being careful. And again, this is one of my collectible books, and it's probably set me back $100 maybe. So, but it's got the whole history here. It's got the here's the one he was talking about, the offset printing of the it's almost like tissue paper. All the different essays. I don't know why I wanted to look at that. It's not some part of the book. So again, they've not ever been cut. So let me just kind of do a flip like this. So here's the tissue type papers that are in here. I don't know if you can. It's a beautiful book. I think I should zoom in. I think I need to zoom in while I'm showing books, don't I? Nobody said anything. There we go. That's better. Back when they only used the Dewey Decimal System. Okay. So yeah, Tina. So here we go. So after the initial talk here, again, these were, I think, what they say, 15 volumes at one time. And so they're each page is, I don't know if you can see, folded and put in a book. So here's like fauna. I'll just do a little bit here. And this lightly painted, lightly colored. Here's all the different birds and animals. So this was the fauna book. Then there's the landscape book. You can see down here the name of the book. The past, and there's a little history there. So it's a beautiful book. I love it. Technical. So architecture. So yeah, and like I said, it came in this cardboard, literally a cardboard sleeve, stapled. Oh, you're welcome, Keeks. I love me some books, love me some art books. So let me see if there's any more information about this. Again, I had to really hunt to find this. So you can maybe, it's probably out there somewhere. But this edition is 1962. So, okay, let's see. All right, then let's just go from that to something. Let's see, I'll stack this up here in a minute. Let's jump from that to one of my favorite books, sketchbooks, and I've shown this before. Let's go shadow there. Is James Christensen's A Journey of the Imagination. And I did not pull my Mary Engelbreit one. I have a Mary Engelbreit, and I also have a, what's his name? Nick Bantock. I have all Nick Bantock's books, and I think I only pulled one or two because I'm just trying to stick with the sketchbook idea, the idea of sketchbooks rather than. Hi, Ellen. Let's see, who else am I missing here? Hi, Sandra. I know I'm going to miss people. Happy Place Crafting, because I'm going to be concentrating on reading and giving y'all information on these books. So I know, I will go back and scrub through. So if I missed you, I will try to catch it on the scrub through. This is one of my favorite books. I love the imagination. Cameron and I love this book so much that when he was like between 2 and 3 years old is when we decided to do the mural room. I painted a lot of these characters in my spare bedroom next door and made it a mural room. And it's also where I keep all my color books, and my overflow of art books is in that room as well. But all my color books are over there too, because I have no room in my art room for color books. This is all my art journals in here. So anyway, I have done many of these giant in my room next door. I've shown pictures of them. I've taken pictures and shown y'all. So I enabled you to get this one, Laverne. I love this book. So, and it came out in the 90s, I think. I think Janet has it too. Let's see if I can find it. Is it in the back or the front? They started moving all this information to the back in books. I don't know when or why they did that, but okay. So I remember this is a first edition. I remember getting it when it first came out in, let's see what year, 1994. When I saw this at the bookstore, 1994, probably the day it came out, I bought it. I'll try to remember to give you the information. Here's the ISBN. I paid $30. Still got the sticker on here. $39.95. I don't know if that was a sale price. I don't think so. But anyway, it wasn't at Books A Million or Barnes and Noble. I think it was at, there was a bookstore that closed down. Anyway, 0867130210. Is that it? That's nice. I don't know. It's got 2 ISBNs on it. That's the one that matches up. It's got another number here, though. I don't know why they have two. This one that starts with a 9. Anyway, I think that's it. So if you look up the art of James Christensen, A Journey of the Imagination, I think it's still available. I'm not sure. I haven't looked any of these up recently, guys. So I can't really tell you if they're available. And do not make my mods, Kat. Go look them all up. They can do it out of the goodness of their heart, but please, I like I said, I pulled 50 books. So I don't even know if we'll get to them all. All right. So I love this, and there's an awesome intro. I just love his imagination, his characters, his humor. He is hilarious. As told to Renwick St. James, introduction by James Gurney. I know y'all all know James Gurney, probably he does, and I have his painting books on light, and he does the dinosaurs, James Gurney. But anyway, I didn't bring painting books up. Remember what I did not bring up today. Hi, Butterfly. Let's see who else. So I pulled this one because I love his sketches. It has his little drawings, his paintings, and his sketches. And it's because I love the sketches that I pulled his book. So I actually have this painting. I'm sure it's in here somewhere, but this is the drawing. I have this painting, floor to ceiling, painted in my room over there. So Cameron and I let Cameron, when he was about 3, I think, in between 2 and 3, I let him pick his favorites out of this book, and I painted them. He was too young to paint. He put a few handprints on there and did a little bit of, And then later, I think he was maybe 7. We went in and did a couple more together. So, okay, let's see. I'm going to read this because it's awesome. So let's just move this. I mean, I'm not going to read the whole book. Let's see if I can grab the light and stuff. And I know it fades and comes back and forth because of the dark and lightness of the books. Okay, let's see if I can get into the reading mode. Your train arrives at the station. You step onto the platform carrying a briefcase and a duffel bag. The train swims into motion again, transforming into a school of salmon. Something lurches in your hands. The briefcase has grown turtle legs, and the duffel bag has become a badger. 2 short men with boat-shaped hats argue in Latin, their bobbing heads tossing the boats as if in a storm. A woman glides toward you on gossamer wings. She curtsies, raises her wand in a fine flourish, and touches you with a whiff of stardust. The sign on the building says Imagination Station. That dapper fellow with the impish grin is your tour guide. My name is James Christensen, he says. Welcome to a place just a little left of reality. In this his dream, is this his dream world or yours? You may never know for certain because Mr. Christensen has a remarkable gift for provoking each of us to daydream. Looking at his pictures invites us to board the train, yet each of us disembarks at our own hometown. He leads us into the enchanted corridors of our collective unconscious. The symbols and images reside deep in all of us, familiar but forgotten, like the faces of the king, queen, and the jack on the old deck of cards. I first became acquainted with James Christensen and his work in 1983 World Science Fiction Convention in Baltimore. Inside the gray exhibit hall, hanging from the industrial pegboards, little paintings of elves and dwarves and fairies were attracting a crowd of enthusiastic fans, me among them. Somehow the artwork seemed to dispel the drabness of the convention hall and fill the air with the aroma of clover, pine, and moss. In 1985, Christensen's work began to appear as limited edition fine prints. The community of fantasy artists celebrated the fact that one from their midst was establishing a new trail into the world of galleries and fine art. In the decades since then, his fans have grown to include a wide-ranging and loyal family of people who have been taken into the tour of the wonderland of myth and magic. As an artist, he gives us pleasure on many levels. Fine shapes that often juxtapose compact forms against delicate elements, an organic logic to texture and pattern, rich allusions to the rich allusions to the heritage of art history, a sense of whimsy and irony in the arrangement of parts, and most of all, a compassion for the foibles and follies of human life that lies at the heart of all his work. His art serves not only the eye, but also the mind and the spirit. This book is a long-awaited gift, not only to seasoned travel, and he goes on to talk about, being able to have this book. So let's see. Tina said this sounds like somebody else I know. Well, this is one of those that inspire me, that I look up to. I mean, look, there's the man with the carpet bag, big hats. And so, but it's his little drawings that is the main reason I pulled these. And let me read the contents here. Setting sail, why knots, what knots, and square knots. Cerebral navigation, history, mystery, and everyday life. On watch, common muse and personal views. Lighter fares, puns, parodies, and alliterations. Fellow travelers, passengers, pilgrims, and poop decks. On course, proven paths and different tacks. And then the artist James Christensen and a list of the plates. So, oh my gosh. And so every chapter is just amazing to read. And I just love this book so much. And so, like, here's another fish act. But all through it, he's got the little illustrations. And they're all named and they're all funny. At reality, take a left. This journey has no nameable ports of call, no identifiable destination, no placement in time and space. It is not a location, but a thought. It's a voyage of the mind to a world that is just a little to the left of reality. The imagery isn't historically accurate. It's not meant to be. The feeling is one of being in another place, another time, but it's a time and place that have never really existed. Birds, toads, butterflies, fish, and other creatures are usually inhabitants of this world, but they aren't governed by the same set of rules. They are tied to, but not restricted by, reality. It's a fantastical world offering allusions and references to ordinary reality. That bond between fantasy and reality is an essential roadmap for the voyage. Imagination, with its boundless, infinite space, offers clues and inspirations about the literal world. The quirks and oddities of perspective, scale, and juxtaposition offer vantage points from which to survey the journey of life. So I just look at, just amazing work. I have this picture right here painted in my room, and it's probably about 5 feet tall, maybe 5 feet of space, five square feet of space. The owl, the girl, the boat. So I have that painted in there. And that's called Afternoon Outing in a Small Boat with an Owl. Oh, thank you, Ellen. There's the Carpetbag Man. This one's called Tea Time. And then he does big paintings of that are, like fairyland type things. I did paint one of his paintings in a little bit different style. I mean, it's his style, but let me see here. Hang on, I'll go grab it. It's the only acrylic painting I ever did on a canvas of his stuff. And it's not exactly what he painted. It's a little bit different. But most of the stuff I painted in my mural room. And if we ever move, I know it's going to get painted over. But hang on. So this is the only one of his I've ever done on a canvas because I liked it so much, and so it's in the mural room because it's So here's and I forget the name of it, and I can't get it all in there. But and I did this in 2003, so this was 22 years ago. 22 years ago that I did this one to put in the room with the murals. I might come across that one in here. We'll see. Something's fishy. But look, this is what I wanted to, concentrate on in the book were his sketches. See how they're messy? They look like they're done with just a dip pen or maybe a ballpoint pen or maybe both. I painted those in this this painting that I did on the mural. When I painted this boat, I have this boat being towed by this pelican, and I have those fish there too. Let's see. Isn't it a great book, Missy? And some of them are so funny. Cerebral navigation, history, mystery, and everyday life. I'm going to read a little bit. I'm sorry if I'm reading too much, but I'd have to go in there and take pictures, Tina. I don't have them right handy on my phone. I don't have them right handy. If you mean the murals, oh, you want to see the painting again? Well, it's not fitting up under here. Let me turn it sideways so you can see the whole thing. And it is a little flashed out. Let me turn the light to the correct brightness here. There we go. That's pretty much the color right there. Now I'm gonna have to change it again because it's gonna go dark. Every time you go light or dark paper, I have to adjust the lighting. Hang on. So let's turn this back up here, not too much. Okay. Okay. All right. It seems that many adults see a voyage of the imagination as something reserved for artists, writers, and other creative people. I don't agree with that. Yes, there are people with extraordinary talent, but creativity and talent are not the same thing. With practice, we all have access to creativity, no matter where our talents lie. And I've talked about before, and I think it was just last week I was talking about how I believe everybody's born with a love of something, and it's more that than a talent. You're born with the love of something that you'll cultivate, you'll spend your money on, you will take classes, you'll practice, but if you don't love it, you're not going to do it. Like, I might love music and listening to music, but I know I can't sing. I don't want to have no desire to play an instrument. So I don't love it in the sense that I want to do something with it, you see, but I love art. So I work at it. I spend my money on it. I take classes or practice, or, I've moved so much over my life that, most everything I've learned about, I've taken, classes here and there, and went back to college and took a couple, some, but most of everything is I teach myself. And that's by getting the books, getting out the paint, getting out the pens and pencils and doing it. Oh, that's all right, Tina. The way I see creativity imagination is something like a library card catalog, except that the cards are made up of concepts, ideas, visions, pictures, all the facets of one's personal life experiences. A single memory can create many different cards. When I'm air quoting, it's because there are quotes around it. So I'm air quoting where he's quoting. A book or film that changes your thinking may create dozens. Both inventiveness and fun come about by combining the cards in new ways. For instance, I've used the book 101 Things to Do with an Alligator with students as an exercise in imagination. It's always pretty easy to come up with the first 5 or 6 things to do with an alligator, like handbags or shoes or briefcases or Mimi. Y'all remember our Mimi? Our smoking Mimi with the alligator handbag? Oh my gosh. But where do you go for number 78? To come up with the idea that you could strap an alligator on each foot and use them for water skis means you have to go back to the card file and start mixing up concepts. And we've talked about that in our Society of Idea Collector notebook, where you make list, and then recombine. We've done that, guys. Y'all just need to write stuff down. The alligator game makes a funny example, but maybe the people in the aerospace industry did something similar. They wanted a material lighter than metal, something that could handle the high temperatures that occur when the shuttle re-enters the Earth's atmosphere. I can see somebody sitting at a computer working on a full screen equation. He or she picks up a coffee mug. Flash! What if we use ceramic panels? A couple of formerly unrelated cards that now side by side, and a whole new field of study begins. I see the use of imagination as a two-part process, feeding and exercise. Develop your card file is the feeding part. Read, think, experience, look around, and continue learning your whole life. Everything that we know now is the sum of our collective experience. Nothing comes from nothing. If you don't keep expanding your card file, you will be stuck forever using limited options and resources, mired in the "we've always done it this way" mode of operating, and never getting beyond the known solutions that inevitably become obsolete for real problem solving. The exercise part comes about when one practices combining the cards and putting them together in new ways. All the Edisons, Einsteins, Da Vinci's of the world were building upon stored information, in parentheses, cards that already had in their files. But they had combined the cards in new ways. Their astonishing inspirations came about because they took what was known and saw it in a new light. The really wonderful thing about using your imagination is that you don't have to be an artist or an inventor. It works for everyone. Active imagination works within your own life, expanding the scope of whatever endeavor you're involved in. Imagine an auditor regularly experimenting with her card file. She's going to be a whiz at her job because she'll be also using her inner eye while she's balancing numbers on her calculator. I can promise that you'll become an Einstein if you practice active imagination. Though you might. He says, I can't promise you'll become an Einstein if you practice active imagination, although you might. Inspiration is sometimes more like a cat than a dog. It doesn't always come when called, but I know that if you build your card file and practice making connections, your mind will start coming up with ideas of its own. For an artist, there's encouragement to fill one's card file beginning to know the art of previous centuries. But in this century, the wealth of inspiration from the past has tended to get a little lost. It's hard to tell, looking at the very non-objective works we see today, that we have this treasury of artistic endeavor. One of my aims is to allow the Northern Renaissance artists whose paintings I love to influence my own work. This doesn't mean I'm trying to paint exactly, and he names a whole bunch of different artists. Over the past 30 years, I've been filling my card catalog with stories, ideas, concepts, and images. When I paint, such influences appear in my work, even though it's not always a conscious endeavor. In feeding and exercising my own imagination, I add to the layers of meaning in my art. So, yeah, there's a little bit on imagination. So again, I love his little sketches, his little doodles, his little ideas. And then he goes and makes, paintings from them. Like this. Here's a triptych here. And you can just go look up James Christensen. This guy right here, hanging from the moon, he's painted in my room. Here it is, this right here. This is painted floor to ceiling in my mural room with the dog in the moon. The man who came down from the moon, and then the man in the moon. So I hope y'all can see okay. I don't want to go through page by page, but I do want to kind of show you some in his imagination. And he has funny titles and funny stories with each one. Two angels discussing Botticelli. Oh my gosh, so great, so great. All right, let's see here. Common muse and personal views. And again, I could read all this, but I can't. I can, but I want to get to some other books to show y'all. Just so y'all can kind of see a few. But again, look at the sketches. Janet says, I'm not sure if I love drawing or just owning all this stuff. Well, there's one of his drawings in here has something to do with that. I like this one. Sometimes the spirit touches us through our weakness. And he has certain he has his hunchback. He has different characters that he's done, based on the paintings of old and his own, his own imagination. Here's the one. There's the one that I painted, but I didn't paint all this detail in mine. I just wanted him and this in the rock. So I didn't get a lot of this in mine, but that's the one I painted from. Let's see. There's the old scholar. Let's see what he says here about the lighter fare. There are times when I paint an image for no reason other than the delight of a silly or absurd idea. I have been keeping sketchbooks for the past 20 years or so, a kind of visual diary, and this is often where I record some small quip or quote that makes me laugh. Often enough, these little sketchbook drawings are the impetus behind a painting. Other times, some little character will just seem to belong in a painting, not as the main focus, but almost as a theatrical aside, a pictorial one liner. Sometimes, after the work is done, I discover that there is a serious element inside all the fun, but that's not the driving force. I love the whimsical and nonsensical things in life, whether they appear to have any serious value or not. Humor is a bright spark of illumination that connects the sender's mind with the receiver. It travels, perhaps not quite at the speed of light, but with an exuberant rapidity. Anyone who has ever watched a good comic perform or an audience before an audience will understand the split-second reaction time between when the humorous message is sent and when the listeners catch the witticism. Humor connects us to each other, so the sudden, pleasurable understanding of something witty or whimsical seems to me an excellent vehicle for communication. And that's something that sometimes we lose these days, is the humor, you know. Oh, thanks, Marsh. Oh, that's a compliment. You know, we lose the humor. And then he goes on to say, sometimes the humor or surprise is more subtle. As in The Bird Hunters, I've used the title to help create the humor. And, well, he's describing certain paintings, so I'm not going to go into that too much. So I can recommend this book 1,000 times. I love this one. A man taking a leak on a tiled wall for a walk. He's taking a leak on the wall for a walk. This one, I have this painting in my mural room, floor to ceiling, and I put him on a big checkerboard floor. But yeah, I have him on my wall in the other room. Well, let's see. I'll go take a quick picture if I can. Let me see what's in front of it. Hang on. Okay, let's see. It's in a corner, so let's see if I can. And the bed's kind of there, and there's a lamp and a bookcase, but I'll try to crop it down and show you a little bit of it. And I also, Arlene, when Gary Shipman was doing his Titan Mouse promotion, I also added Titan Mouse to my mural. Hang on. Let's see. Let's see if I can brighten it up a little here. And okay. So you got to there's a 8 feet of bookshelf over on this side, and the ceiling is a barn ceiling in here. So this is taller than me. So it's tall. It's kind of flashed out. There's my Gary Shipman Titan mouse. I put the journey. It's a well. Anyway, I'm going to get into. There's my owl over there. So anyway, but there it's a little flashed out. Let's see if I can fix that. Let's see if I can fix it. There we go. Okay, there we go. I brightened it up a little, so you can kind of see. Let's see, done. So he's over there in the corner. But anyway, yeah, Titan got a cameo. So anyway, but yeah, I'm spending a lot of time on this book, but it's one of my very, 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 very favorite ones. Fellow travelers, passengers, pilgrims, and poop decks. We breathe in the histories, tales, adventures, experiences, ideas, sorrows, and joys of our fellow travelers. This is in the truest sense inspiration, breathing in whatever is around us. I'm aware of how indebted an artist is to all of his companions on the journey, whether they're living friends and family or the writers, artists, and thinkers who have gone before. It seems to me that our travel through life resembles the winding progress of a river, and a boat is an excellent metaphor for the journey we make. On a boat, space is limited and many disparate elements or people come together, maybe even are forced together. Sometimes we travel with chosen companions, sometimes our companions are chance encounters. We don't always know them well, sometimes we don't enjoy them very much. All of us have times in our lives when we feel as if we're trying to navigate upstream and that someone else is steering. Boats can also symbolize the things that we do that define our lives. Someone has to build a boat. It doesn't just happen. Not in this universe, anyway. I believe each of us has a purpose in this life and that we best succeed in finding it when we take care of our boats and give some thought to our journey. So, yeah. So, anyway, yeah, I got this girl in that boat painted in there. But just reading it, so I'm going to leave it out so I can keep, and then anytime I find articles about books. Like this is from the old Bookland book page. I don't know what year. Let's see if I can find the year. But anytime there's a uh, a write up about any book or an author that I collect or like, or I keep the information. So this was November 1996. So it's the write up of James Christensen. So 1996, let's see, this is almost 20, 26, 10, 30, 30 years, 25, 35 years ago, 35, 36 years ago. So anyway, I keep these little articles and stuff in the books. And he has since passed away. He passed away a few years ago. Hi, Devin. So there we go with the James Christensen. All right, I got to get back on track. I know. Because like I said, I pulled 50 books, and how many have we done? 3, 4? I'm going to get a sip of water. All right, let's see. And such a good idea to keep the paper clip. Yes, with the books. That's what I do. Because I have a lot of artists that authors, and that's not just artists, but other, because I do read a lot of other things too. All right, I'm going to kind of get a little quicker here. This one I just pulled because it was a diary of a year on Eastdale, Garth and Vicky Waite. And it was a used book at a thrift store or something. So let's see. This came out in 1985. So this one's 1985. I'm just going to kind of do a flip of it because I wanted to concentrate really on sketching. So here you can see the note taking that she does, or they do. I think it's a husband and wife that they do. And this also reminds me, there's that other book. There's a woman that does a lot of, and I probably pulled a couple others. So this was every year. I mean, every month they covered whatever they saw that month in that land. So I wanted y'all to see how you can take notes, and a sketchbook can be very specific to a, like a nature journal, note taking, making notes of the nature. Sorry, now I got lemon water hiccups. So I just want y'all to see some of the different ideas. Write them down, guys. Write them down. So this is like a nature sketchbook. Again, I've got tons of these kind of books. And I tried to just pick books. I tried to pick 1 or 2 books, that were, I wanted them all different. I didn't want them all to be similar. So like I said, I only picked about 50 books. Oh, let me give y'all an ISBN. 07126076668. Again, there you go if you want to take a screenshot of that one. All right, let's see here. This artist I found him through, what's her name that did the classes? She teaches online classes and she has multiple different artists. I can't think of her name right now. And he was one of the artists, I think. And he's also on Instagram. And so Louis Rossignol, Rossignol, You can find him on Instagram. One of his most famous paintings that he's done is the one of um, the famous chef. Let's see if it's in this book. And I'll do a little bit of flip for me. And I'm trying to find the chef. I thought it was in this book. Maybe not. Maybe it's just online. But I actually won a giveaway, and I got one of his original. I got one. No, not her. What the? No, Debbie. She still has classes. She still has all these people in her lineup of people that I just can't think of her right now because I haven't gone to her, seen her stuff for a while. She does those quirky animals. Barb Owen liked her. Barb Owen used to do some kind of quirky animals kind of based off of her. No, Debbie. That's the best way I can describe who she was or is. I just can't think of her right now because no, Debbie. Because I haven't seen her, been around for her for a while. If y'all see us recognize, I'll tell you where her classes are, and you can take classes by him and others via her site. Okay, but he's on. But just go back to him. He's on Instagram, and he does these real quirky. And if you've ever tried to draw like a child, you see how hard it is to try to do this. But I wanted to show you that not all sketchbooks have to look like James Christensen's paintings. Okay. James Christensen's paintings are very detailed and precise. And even though he did have his messy sketches of ideas and stuff, but Lewis does very messy, if you want to say. You really want to know. I'm thinking her name starts with a C. The letter C is coming in my mind, Debbie, but I can't think of it. It's not Claire. It's not. Maybe we'll think of it. When you're trying to think of it, you can't. Plus, I've got 50 books on my mind. So to try to now think of classes related to the books might be a little tricky. So, but you can see. And I bought his books off Etsy. I don't think they're on Amazon. I think you have to go to Etsy to find his books. I don't know if they're available at the moment. I don't know how many often he reprints. But he does a lot of famous people too. Like the chef that I'm trying to think of that died here not too long ago. Well, it's been a while. It's probably been, I don't know, 8 or 10 years. No, Marsh. See, now y'all are off on trying to figure out the class. Don't, just let it go. Let the class go. I can't, y'all don't have to be trying to think about it. I want y'all to enjoy the book I'm showing at the moment. Yes, David, Anthony Bourdain. He did a very famous portrait of Anthony Bourdain. And anyway, so he did a giveaway on his channel, on his Instagram channel one time, and 100,000 people tried to get in the giveaway, and I won it. But I got to say, Annie, my daughter Annie out in LA, loved it so much that I gave it to Annie. So Annie has my original, or well, it's now her original. It's her book. It's her painting now. But she has the original Louis Rosenthal drawing. No, Janet, not okay. All right, I'm gonna have to stop now. I'm gonna have to figure out. Hang on, because y'all are gonna keep asking me, and I can't keep reading and doing that. Sorry. So let's figure it out. Let's figure it out. Where to take classes by Lewis. Rosenthal. If I put his name in there, let's spell it correctly. Oh my gosh. Carla Sondheim. I knew it started with this. Yeah, Deb just saw it at this. We saw it at the same time, Debbie. Carla Sondheim classes is where you can use, and I'm sure you still can, take Lewis's class through Carla Sondheim. Oh, Samantha. Hang on, guys. Samantha in London. I've got to answer her because I don't get to talk to her much. She's just saying, I miss you. We miss you too. Need a new pick. Okay, maybe Hubster will probably talk to her for a while. You'll probably hear the phone dinging for a minute. Maybe she'll send a picture. I know for her to send pictures with the data, I mean, she can talk like Denise is on and Cameron are on Snapchat with, I think, is it Snapchat or one of those apps where you can talk for free internationally. And so she talks to them all the time, but for to use her data and send pictures, it uses her data. So I know she's very sweet. Oh, she sent one. You can scroll through these photos. Oh, she sent 8 pictures. Took a trip to Bath and Stonehenge. Woot. Okay, let's look at the pictures together. She sent these pictures. Okay, here we go. I'm going to show you. This is the first time I've seen them too. Let's see. Oh, look. There she is at Stonehenge. Oh my gosh. I know that at Stonehenge you only can go out there at certain times. The tours don't take you out there all the time. Look at her. Oh my gosh, so cute. Let's see. There's 8 pictures, so I just gotta. It's not letting me scroll. I'm gonna have to just go one by one. So yeah. There's an artist painting out in front there. And there she is at a window. Hang on, I'm going to send her back the picture that I did of her. That reminds me, I got to show you. I finished their collages. Sorry, guys. I don't get to talk to her. She's in London. I don't get to talk to her much. Let's see, what time is it? 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. It's 4 o'clock there? Paint a picture of Stonehenge for her. Well, if y'all missed it, I showed them on Monday. I was working on them when Denise was here. And Cameron went to London 2 years ago, and Samantha's there now. So these are the two. And again, let me get the flashed out. They're flashed out a little bit because I'm reading. The books are in white. There we go. So I still have to varnish them. So they're not varnished yet. Hang on. TFS, thanks for sharing. I am showing them on stream as we speak. Okay, hopefully she gets all that. So yeah, I did her, and again, I have to still varnish them, but I did finish them. So thanks, guys. Is 3 there, Terry? Okay, 11, 12, 1, 2. So it's 5 hours. 5 hours with the time thing. Okay. Oh, she said it's beautiful and she loves it with the little teary-eyed emoji. Okay, I'll keep my phone right here if she says anything else. Because Hubster, and I think she said it's the three of us on this text. We have different family texts. There's these three and those five and those four. We have all these different configurations. Thanks, Kat. All right, so Lewis does, very. Oh, there's Love. What's his name? Love. Um, yeah. I've read his book. I haven't. Well, I gave his book away. I had his book, and one of our who was it? Was it somebody had? He can't. It was not the washing machine. Anyway, we had a maintenance person come and have to fix something at our house, and he was talking about his daughter and his son and how they want to be artists and they were not being inspired or something. So I gave him Love's book. So I don't have his book anymore, but I did. Let's see here. I did post it. Let's see. As a memory. It came up 7 or 8 years ago on Facebook. Let me go over to my Facebook real quick. Because it's in a stack. Let's see. Here it is. So Questlove. Yeah. Creative Quest. Hang on, let me see if I can get there we go. This is a stack of some of my art books that I posted with Malibu 7 or 8 years ago, and it re-popped up in my Facebook memories. So anyway, Questlove, y'all know who Questlove is. Marsh will know who Questlove is. But anyway, Creative Quest, I don't have that book anymore, but it's really good. It's his biography, and it's just an amazing book. So anyway, I gave it away is what I'm saying. But that's who that picture was drawn of, that Lewis did. Now I won't probably be able to find it again. Yeah, I can't find it again. Okay, well, I showed it to you. Oh, thanks, Kat. So anyway, this is Remedial Sketches. Let me tell you all the dates in his books. And again, I don't know. I don't think you can get them on Amazon. I bought them all off of Etsy. So if you look up Lewis Rossignol, Rossignol, I do recommend that you follow him on IG. This one's 2018. This one's 2018 Remedial Sketches. This one is, let me see, is there an ISBN? 978-0692-1694. Let me start over. 978-0692-169643. And then this one is called Top Drawer. And this one came out in 2019. And again, he uses collage and mixed media and draw. So he does a little bit, of everything. This is the kind of sketchbook you need to have in your arsenal. An everything sketchbook. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, he has a book out. I think it's kind of hard to find now. I bought it when it first came out, but like I said, I gave it away to a man who was talking to me about his kids getting into art and weren't inspired, or one was in music, so I gave him my Questlove book to give to his kids. So I just never have rebought it yet, but it's a good book. Yeah. Thanks, Marsh. Let's see. Joyce, Kimberly, anybody I missed? So anyway, I love his stuff. I know Marsh is going to Marsh probably already follows Lewis on Instagram. That's the best place to, I think he's done a couple of videos. Lewis has done a couple of videos that are probably still out there from a few years ago. But he's mostly just on Instagram. So yeah, that one's Top Drawer. And then I've got these 3 little ones. I've given these to Cameron and I had to rebuy them because I liked them, but Cameron liked them too. So I came to Cameron, I think these 3. So I rebought them. This is Nautica. And let's see, this one came out in, is it the front or the back? I never know. But you can see how he draws. And like I said, he draws a lot of famous people. So this is all Nautica. Not seeing a page with the info. Yeah. I'm not seeing any page with the info on this. But if you go onto his Etsy, Dee, when you get a sec, I sent you something that was inspired from Monday Street. You sent me something in the mail, or is it on Instagram? What is it? You sent it how, Tori? Sent it how? Email. Oh, she emailed me something? Okay. All right, let me finish Lewis and I'll go to my email. Then this one's Insects 1 and Insects 2. See if there's any little info. See, it's got a little table of contents. He took an other book and he scratched out the table of contents and put his own table of contents. I love that. But yeah, I'm not seeing any ISB. Oh, here we go. Here's one on here. These are 2000. This one's 2019. The first one. No ISBN though. So yeah. But you see how he's taken like a piece of scrap paper, a tape, a piece of a photo, and then he sketched and drawn. Y'all can do this. Now it's not going to be as put together maybe as Lewis's and as compositionally good as Lewis's when you first start out, but you can do this. You can put a piece of paper, some tape, some photos, mixed media, and do some sketching, some doodling to get you going. You know what I mean? You can get you going. Oh, it's okay. Just a minute, Tori. So to get you going. So that's Insects 1, and this is Insects 2. And let's see what year, if I can find the little info page. No, not seeing it. I'm sure it's in there somewhere, but. And aren't these cool though, guys? But you have to find them on Etsy. Last I tried to find his books. They were only on Etsy. But go follow him on Instagram, guys. See, look at that. Isn't that awesome? I just love it. It's a whole different style. There's so many different styles. All right, let me look on my phone. And I did have one other piece of art to show y'all that I got. Let's see. Let me go to my email. New mail. When did you send it, Tori? I don't see anything within the last 2 hours. I have nothing new, Tori, in my email from the last, 30 minutes ago, and you're not it. So I don't know, Tori. I don't have you in my email. Did you get my email correct? Try sending it again. So I don't know if y'all follow him. He's not he doesn't have a big channel, but I like him, and he has lots of tips. He and I do not agree politically. This just shows you can still, you can still get along with people. You don't have to put them down, hate on them. You don't have to do that. You don't have to be a hater. So his name is Steve Green, and he's on YouTube. He has a YouTube channel, and I follow him. I support his channel, and so he sent me one of his originals here. So if y'all don't follow Steve Green, he did this one, and I think there's a video. I think there might be a video where he did this. So, yeah, and it was nice. So, Steve, thank you for that, for sending me that. So, yeah. I know we don't do politics here just because it's too divisive and too much. It's just too much divisiveness out there already. So we don't do politics here. And if you're at somebody's art channel where they're preaching at you, yelling at you, telling you how you should think, what you should believe, you should follow this, you should follow that, I would suggest just coming over here because we don't do that here. We try to accept everybody here and we don't talk politics. So, bite a banana, anyone? All right. So those are my Louis Rossignol. I think I said that right. Sketchbooks. I do post things and talk politics on Facebook. We just don't do it on my YouTube channel. Okay. Let's see. Then let's see what this stack is. And these two here. Oh, you know what? I really wanted to do. I'll do this big stack in a minute. We might go a little over today. All right. So I know y'all know who Danny Gregory is. He has tons of books. I think I have all his books. I think I pulled two. I think I pulled two of Danny Gregory's books, but I do have all his books. I'm pretty sure. He has a YouTube channel and he does all kinds of creativity, talks and yeah, it didn't come through, Tori. I'll try again. Give me a couple minutes. I'll try again. All right. The Creative License and Art Before Breakfast. He also has a book out on a whole, and I don't think I pulled that one, but a whole series. Oh, I did pull it. Hang on. It's over here. It's in another stack. Y'all are going to start liking some of these now. I mean, not that you haven't already, but these are more just your everyday sketching book. So this book right here is an illustrated life, and it's inspiration from the private sketchbooks of artists, illustrators, and designers. But these have been out for, I've shown them over the years. There's Danny Gregory, still looks pretty much the same right there. This came out in 2008. So this is 2008. ISBN. I got this at Borders. Looks like 303531364 389. I think that's it. No, maybe not. Let me get that might be thing. 978-1600-610868. I don't know. That's a UPC code. That's the ISBN, that one I just read. Okay. And this one is like I said, 2008. Yes, he does a sketchbook school, Devin. Yes. And this is all different sketchbooks of a whole bunch of different artists. I mean, like, I think 40, maybe 40. Let's see here. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 6, 18, 20, 40, maybe 50 different artists, I think. 50 different artists out of here. And again, this was 2008. Just giving you inspirational ideas on different ways to do sketching, sketchbooks. All different, 50 different artists. And Creative License, I think, was his first one. No, Everyday Matters. Everyday Matters was his first one. And that was the name of his prompt blog that he had for years. Everyday Matters. I don't think he does a blog anymore because he does YouTube. But this one came out in 2006. So the Everyday Matters would have been even before that. Yes, he has a YouTube channel. Thank you, Devin. Yes, he does. Okay. Okay, Tori, I'll look here in a minute. And so again, he talks about, he he had some things happen in his life, and he started drawing his everyday things, his toothbrush, his food, his kitchen supplies, his journals. He just started drawing everything, and he drew it all with pen. He said there's something about drawing with pen where you can't erase. Here's some of it. And this, now remember, this is back in 2006. But there's his sketchbooks in 2006. So anyway, you know how many hundreds of sketchbooks he has. So he would just, be present, draw his animals, draw his, friends, his clothes, drew all his shirts. So if you can't think of something to draw, Danny Gregory would say, open your closet. And then this was one of his more newer books, Art Before Breakfast. And this is a chronicle. I love chronicle books. Anything chronicle books is a good. I've never met a chronicle books I didn't love. Oh, Tori sent it in Messenger. Okay, hang on, Tori. So what year was this one? Let's see. It might be in the front. Here we go. This one is 2015. And Art Before Breakfast, it's a smaller book. And the ISBN on this is 978-145-21-35-472. And it's kind of like a little class, so to speak. It's like he takes you through a little class, little prompts to draw different things. And it's really good for like a little small. Okay, let me do this here. I can't. It's going to keep dinging until I do. Hang on, guys. Let's see. Messenger. All right, let's see. So here's my email, just in case. I hope you like it. She said she did the Wicked Witch. Oh, I see what you're saying. Because on Monday, Denise and I were trying to do the song from the Wicked, the Wizard of Oz. Dun, 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 we couldn't think of it at that time. So she said she did a little thing. She goes, I'm not saying you're the Wicked Witch. But she did a little Procreate Procreate. It's not what do you call it? A video with Procreate. Let's see here. Oh, I got to turn the music off. Sorry, I can't play the music. So yeah. So here's what she did. So Tori did that on her Procreate, but I can't play the music. But she included the music. So very cute, Tori, with the cat. See? I love it, Tori. I'll have to print it out. Let's see. Let me take a picture of it, and I'll make a picture of it. Thank you, Tori. That's very sweet. All right, Janet. Oh my gosh, that's so cute, Tori. Thank you so much. Yeah, Denise and I were talking about the music, and we couldn't get it in our head. When you're streaming, guys, if you don't stream, you don't know how many things are running in your head at one time. Thank you, Tori. Very sweet. Let's see. All right. I think I want to do these before I go on to anything else because I love these books too. Although they are, I'm going to tell you, they're about $30 each. But even if you get one, you will be happily rewarded with ideas, even if you just get one. They're put out by 3D, the number 3. Marshall liked these if he can peek in every now and then from work. 3D Total Publishing. You can get them on Amazon. Last I saw. But they are, and I think Miss Melody sent me a few of these. I think Miss Melody sent me some, and I bought some. But and I don't know in what order. I'll tell you when they were published, but I'm not going to show you them in order of publication date because I don't remember which ones were first, other than I think this is the first one, Sketching from the Imagination, an insight into creative drawing. And again, they are multiple artist artwork. And thanks, Kat. She put in one or two, or the link to these books. And I love these books. And they're full of different, let me see how many artists. This one came out, I think this was the first one, 2016, maybe the first one. 2016, ISBN 978-1909-414-020. So if you go find one, you'll find all of these. They're all different topics, or they're I love it, Tori. Thank you so much. Dun, 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 dun. And so it looks like there's, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It looks like there's probably about 50 artists in here. And they're alphabetical. So that's one cool thing about this. So he's not like, it's like they're all alphabetical. So if your name came, and he goes by the last name. And so if you, it's just all alphabetical. So there's no one more special artist than the other. They're all alphabetical. And there's Adolfo there. I used to follow his blog back when he was a blogger. Now they're vlogging, but I followed these people back when they were blogging with a B. So anyway, and again, I'm just going to kind of flip through all different styles. So if you get a book like this, you're going to have tons of different styles of art and sketching and creativity. So you can see that, you know, and you eventually develop your own style just by practice. So, you know, just go practice drawing some of these and get some ideas. If you draw one of these, like, well, these are like quick sketches there, but if you draw something like, let's just say you drew that, and you say, I don't know, this style and all that inking, that's not for me. Well, you're starting to eliminate things that you know you're not going to like. You know, there's just so many different styles. You start to figure out what you like, you know. A lot of concept artists in here, gamers. So yeah. So this one is Sketching from the Imagination. Okay. Good, Ellen. Practice 10 minutes every day. Yeah. You got to practice. You got to practice as much as you can find the time to do. And again, these are all from 3D Total Publishing. All right. Then let's see. This one is, all right, let me just tell you the different ones. The Dark Arts, Anime and Manga, Fantasy, Storytelling, Characters, and Sci-Fi. And they're all exact same size book, and I think each one has 50 artists. I think there's a couple of them that have the same artist in different ones, but for most part, there's a whole bunch of different ones. Okay, so I'll read this. I'll read the ISBN from this one, but y'all can find them if you just look up 3D Total Publishing sketching books. 978-1909-414-396. And let's see a date. I think they're probably all around the give or take a couple years. 2017. These are so, I mean, they're so worth the money, guys. They really are. So this one is Characters. I'd spend a whole day drawing stuff like this one day. Drawing characters like this. I just found characters like online subjects and drew them all in thick line like this. Just to be doing it. And then some are very detailed, pencil drawings. So these are all characters. So even if, you put them in your, just put them in your, notes, if you will, wherever you keep your book list. Be on the lookout. They still sell these. They sell these also at Barnes and Noble. They don't necessarily sell all of them all the time, but I do see them in the art section, one or two here and there. So I don't know that they have all of them all the time, but I see them at Barnes and Noble. So if you get a Barnes and Noble gift card, are these books inspiring to you guys? I know I'm not keeping up with chat as much, but phone calls and whatever. So that one's the characters. Then this one is sci-fi. Okay, this one came out in 2015. Okay, this one's 2015. Spaceships. Alien type things. Creatures, some creepy robots, mech. A lot of mech. If y'all can go back and slow it down later if you want to see a little bit closer of some of them, but okay, so that one's the sci-fi. Storytelling. Right, Devin? Aren't they cool? And don't forget, guys, Devin comes on at, you are streaming today, Devin, at 3. Devin streams at 3 Eastern on Wednesdays. Thank you, Angie. I just pulled, like I said, I think I made 7 trips from downstairs to bring this stack. I think I pulled about 50 books. I don't know if we're going to get to them all, but I pulled 50 about. So this is all about storytelling and the different artists, and they have little write-ups and little, how they approach inspiration and ideas, materials, techniques. I think each one covers that. Let's see. Yeah, each one tells how they tell a story, inspiration and ideas, materials and techniques. Each one does that. Of course, now there's probably do a lot more digital now than 2015. A lot of people probably do Procreate and other things more so than they did before. Although I do see some digi in here as I'm flipping. So see how many styles there are? Everybody has their own style. Like look at the difference between Tori's Procreate style and Terry's illustration style. Everybody has a different style. Okay. Fantasy. I'm kind of going fast because I want to get on to some others besides these. Thank you, Janet. Did she say she is coming on today? Yeah, 3 p.m. Eastern this afternoon. Okay. Sketching from the Imagination Fantasy. And some of it's dark art. This other book's called Dark Arts. It's going to be a little creepier. So if you get creeped out by creepy, then don't look at the Dark Arts one. Some of these are kind of creepy too, but the Dark Art one is real creepy. But a lot of gnomes and trolls and So that's fantasy. Then anime and manga. Janet's getting her greenhouse fixed. I don't know if that's today. I just saw a comment she made to Devin, so I don't know if that's what she was talking about. And they're all alphabetical. So if you want to find a certain artist, it's put in by their last name. I hope I'm not going too fast. I hope you're grabbing a few ideas. These books have so much in them. I can only do so much with these. And then here's the dark art one. So these are really creepy ones. Let's see. Janet's talking about Bossy Butt Devon. Okay. Let's see what year this one came out. This one came out 2018. So they all came out between 15 and 18, 19, something like that. So if you get creeped out, look away. Look away. These are creepy. What's his name that did Alien? Geiger? This kind of stuff. But yeah, this is the dark fantasy stuff, kind of horror type thing. So there we go. So those are the 3D publishing ones. Let me get a sip of my water. Okay. Random stuff. Okay. I got this at my library sale. I showed it to you, I think, when I got it in a couple months ago. And all the library sale books are like the hardbacks are $2. And sometimes they have special deals where you fill a brown paper bag for $5. This is one of those books I got there. Chuck Jones, Bugs Bunny. Somebody's glued in an article here. It is autographed by Chuck Jones. Let's see. Foreword by Steven Spielberg. What year did this come out? Does it say here on the front? Go to the back. Major characters: Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck. Talks about all the different ones. Grinch. Early animation by Chuck Jones from 1934, 5, 6, and 7. There's different years. Thumbnails. I'm trying to see. I guess he passed away in... No, it's somebody else. I also thought that was the year he passed away, but I'm not sure what year he passed away. But it has a whole bunch of his... It's like his biography, his, life. But look at all the sketches and stuff that he did. So it's really a very cool book. Of course, I'm showing it backwards. But all these, little notes and things from his sketchbook. What they would be talking, how they'd say it. And then some color illustrations in the middle. So, a lot of artists and illustrators, if you buy their biographies, they're going to have, lots of their artwork in there. Sketchbooks. Some of his thumbnails. More looks like cartoon cells. Lots of sketches, though. But I thought this was a great book for $2. An autographed copy. Denise said, let me put it on eBay. She doesn't do books, really. She's done a couple books on eBay. She does mostly clothes. And so I said, no, I think I'll keep this one. She's funny, though. Let's see. I was trying to find here we go. All right. First edition, 1989. So it is a first signed edition, 1989. And I'm not sure what year he died, if y'all want to look him up. But, yeah, somebody glued in a little article. I'm just going to leave it, you know. But, yeah. There we go. And ISBN, is that it there? 0374123489. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what year ISBNs came out. Maybe one of y'all can tell me. I don't remember. I looked it up before, but I don't remember right now. Okay, so let's see. All right, let me get my stats from falling over here. Otherwise, I'll forget where I am and what I'm showing y'all. Okay, did that. Oh my gosh, I still got tons more. All right, let's look over here. All right. Let's see here. All right, this one's not that old. This is a Diary of Frida, and this is actually her book in Spanish with the translation in the back. This one's not that old. You can still get this one. It's not, it's like $35, but it's her actual photographs of her sketchbooks. Came out in 95? Oh, no, that's her diaries copyright 1995. Here, 2005. This book came out in 2005. But what it is her sketches, and I've seen her exhibits at my High Museum in Atlanta, and it even had, this was 10 years ago probably at least, when her exhibition was at the High, and they even had one of her body casts, her like around her waist back cast that fit around her body on display, and it's only about that big. It looked like it wouldn't fit on a kid. The body cast, her actual body cast, one of them. I'm sure she had many, but she was so tiny. So it's her whole diary, and it's in Spanish with sketches, doodles, and the actual handwriting reproduced in this book. But at the back, it has the translation. So I'm just going to kind of do a little flip through here. So it's all Frida's art and Frida's notes. So just to show you another kind of sketchbook. So very cool, right? And then here we go. Translation with commentary. So every page has been translated and it's got commentary. Oh, thank you, Pamela B. I'm not sure what your money is. SEK. I'm not sure what that is. But thank you, Pamela B. I'm writing you down for a thank you print. I'm pretty sure I have your address. I've mailed to you before, right? Pamela, I've mailed to you before, right? I mean, I think I have 3 Pamelas, but I'm pretty sure I've mailed to you. So thank you so much. I know. Thanks, guys. Everybody's saying thank you. I appreciate the channel support, guys. I really do. So thank you so much. I'm going to put my little note back here. I'm going to get all my happy mail out tomorrow. Well, I'm going to get it all packaged up and ready to go. If not mailed tomorrow, on Friday. It'll be mailed by Friday. like I said, I'm a couple of days behind because of holiday and company. Swedish krona. Okay, thank you, Pamela. And I do have your address, right? If you've moved or you're not sure, send it. I'm pretty sure I do, but if you're not positive, send it to me again. Here's my email again. Send it to me again so I make sure. Okay, there we go. And my email address is always in my About tab too, guys. So you can always find me there. Okay, so again, all the commentary and translation is this much of the book. Say, here's her diary, and here's the translation and the commentary. So you can find out what she said on every page. Okay, so this one is 978-8109-59545. Okay, that's Frida. All right, let's see. Goodness, I'm getting another sip of my water here. I'm going to have to speed through a little more. All right, these two books were the Felicia Chiao, Chiao sketchbook 5 and 6. I don't have 1, 2, 3, and 4, but I have 5 and 6. Let's see if I can grab the light again, turn the brightness down just a tad, I think. And these came out sort of recently. And they have, letters, they have inclusions. And if y'all, and I did not pull because I consider them more art journals. The Sabrina, all of my Sabrina books. And anyway, I consider those art journal books, but they all have inclusions and they're amazing books. But I did not pull those today. I didn't pull any art journal books. I tried to pull just mostly sketchbooks. Although, like, I have it. Okay. I thought so, Pamela. I thought so. Okay, thank you. But when you said Sweden, I thought, am I sure I got it? So, all right. So this one has all kinds. It's got the belly band wrap on here as a cover, inclusions in it. And this is an actual Post-it note. That this is all, this stuff that isn't cheap to make. Thank you. Kat put the book 6 in. I got 5 and 6. So she does her color charts and all kinds of sketchbooks. Anyway, you all would probably consider this, and I think she does too. I think she made this book to sell, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know that this is her everyday sketchbook. You know what I mean? But I wanted to show you a few that are, and these are done with marker. So every page is, the back is the bleed through. See, it's done with alcohol markers. So there's the marker, there's the bleed through. Every page it's not double-sided, they're bleed throughs. But she does put Post-it notes in. This is literally came in the book like this. And they do come wrapped. When I bought them, they were plastic wrapped. And that's to ensure that all the inclusions are there, But anyway, I was talking about Sabrina Ward Harrison, and what's the other one? It starts with an O. But anyway, they're the little books that are like art journal types with all the inclusions in them. And I have every Sabrina Ward Harrison book too. But like I said, I didn't pull art journals today. So see, there's the drawing, and there's the bleed through with different little inclusions. Isn't it cute though? I know I'm probably missing some chat, guys. I will go back and reread chat. I put it in caps if you're talking to me, but I think I've caught everybody. I might have missed some people coming in. I said hi to Angie, Brenda. So yeah. So this is done on brown tone tan sketchbook paper with marker that bleeds through. See? And this one is 978-1952-251-283. And these are $40, guys. A lot of my art books are not cheap in general, but some of the ones that I really love to collect, they're doubly not cheap. You know what I mean? But yeah, this is what I spend my money on is books and art supplies and some bracelets. I make most of those. Let's see. Thanks, Marsh. Great. Haven't grabbed any yet though, because I know they are like I said. You have to ask for, and I got to be honest, guys. I buy most of these more expensive books, other than the Japanese one I showed at the beginning. I paid for that. Some of them I do order and buy off of, online sources. But if it's something an art book that I can get at, regular bookstores or Amazon, I get gift cards. I tell everybody, what do you want for Christmas? Amazon gift card, Books A Million, or Barnes and Noble. I want book gift cards or Amazon because I can find anything on those two places. Uh, Oh, Cat. Oh, see him. All right, Cassie. I made a note to. So let me hang on. Let me take a bite of my banana. Um, a drink of my water. Hang on. I'm going to bring up my. Um, Let me get my iPad. It'll come up for me in here. Hang on. I'm going to show y'all something here, Cat. And what you call it? Cheshire, or I know Janet won't do it. No, I'm just kidding. She would if I asked her. Um, put in the link to Kat's latest video. Oh my gosh, it was so clever. All right, here I'm gonna play a couple minutes of it. I'll mute it because there's music. But she did this amazing video, guys. It's about 10 minutes long. And it's called My Secret to Earning on YouTube. Don't go watch it now. Finish watching my sketchbooks first. I'm just teasing. I'll go do what you want. But anyway, let's bring this up bigger. Come on. There we go. So a Cat and Paste did this. Well, I'll just play it for a minute. Let's see. I'm going to play just a minute of it. Y'all have to go watch the whole thing. It was so good. Well, here's what I want y'all to see a couple of her how she starts it out. I have it on mute. You don't mind if I show a minute of it, do you, Kat? Visual aids. There's the trick right there. Every one she did matched a color book page she did. Almost there. You can practically see it. And there's a little girl with the binoculars. Every page she matched up with her topic. Oh my gosh. It was really amazing. It was very clever, Kat. Very, very clever. I'm telling you. It was so clever. I'm going to show y'all one. Look. The quirky relatability. Look, tip 3. And look, your imperfections, people love that. Look, unmatched socks. She matched everything up with the topic. It was so good. All right, that's all y'all get. You'll have to go watch it later. I'm not taking away from her channel. Y'all have to go watch it later. It was so amazing. Denise and I watched it on the TV, big screen, Kat. We watched it on the big screen. And she goes, oh, it matches up so good. It was so good. So y'all go watch it after you finish watching my sketchbook tour. Tina put in a link for you guys. Okay. So look, it's little post-it notes, the same kind of deal, except this is Sketchbook 6. And let's see what year this one is. It doesn't have a year. Did I miss it? See, look, these are actual inclusions here. There was only 2,000 copies made. This is 2024. And again, it is marker, so they bleed through. See? So it's one-sided. on tone tan paper. Isn't that cool though? I mean, look at the detail and the colors, and I just loved it. Had to have them, and I still need to try to find someday 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5 and 6 before she comes out with number 7. I think she said she may not. I don't know. For some reason, I'm thinking she didn't want to. She wasn't going to do more, but I read it at the time 20 when I got it in 20. This one in 2024. So again, you got your drawing and it's bleed through. So they're one sided. I just like the way that she did that, you know. Again, this is more of a, I would say, a more of a finished type sketchbook, but I wanted y'all to see different types. Okay. All right. Let's see what else do I have. I got 3 stacks left. I'm going to go through these a little quicker. Here's The Secrets of Devon Wood, a nature journal by Joe Brown. And all right, let's see. I'm going to have to, let's turn the brightness down just a little more. Some flash out more than others. Brenda said, I love flipping through art books at bookstores. I know. I do too. Oh, you're welcome, Brenda. So again, I try to keep it on the sketchbook theme. Here, I wrote down what does not include here. All right, here, y'all can look at this and put this in your, I wrote these down to share with you guys that you can write them in your notebook. And I also did this today, sketchbooks, play, experiment, test materials, collect ideas, and doodling. And here's what we did not do today. It does include some instructional and some artist sketchbooks, but here's what I did not pull books on these. So yeah, I don't want to read them again. All right. And I did show call out cat and paste and Terry. So I got that done. What else do I have over here? I think I got it. I think on my post. I write everything on post-it notes, people. All right. So this one is Joe Brown started keeping her nature diary to document all the wonders of her home in Devon. So let's see. If y'all missed it earlier, Samantha sent some pictures just to show them again. I don't think she ever answered back anything else. Like I said, it's she's so sweet. All right, so she went to Stonehenge. Here's where she went to Stonehenge. And then she said that she was at, what did she say she was? Bath, I think. Yeah, Bath and Stonehenge. So then she took pictures, of course, of Stonehenge. And then here's some different pictures of, I guess in Bath. There's a picture of her standing looking out a window. She's having the time of her life, just telling. And then here's a violin player on the street. She took a picture of him. So, yeah. I know. She's so cute. Well, she's in fashion, right? All right. So this is what year? 2020. Okay. Secrets of a Devon Wood. And I'm going to flip it from the back way because it's just... So she's got some like blank notebooks if you want to put use it for a notebook. But here, look, see how she can sketch and draw at the same. Keep like a nature journal and your notes. And I have tons of these. I just pulled a 1 or 2 just to give you all the idea that you can do a sketchbook, a nature journal. And I have a couple of myself that I keep, but I don't get out in nature much, people. I just don't. I used to get out much more. And, depending on where you live, whether you do a lot of this kind of thing. But anyway, but I have tons of these kinds of books on how to do it with ink, watercolor, pencil, sketching, just tons of different ones. But I wanted to show you that there's that option for sketching. All right. I have to take a quick break, guys. I'm just going to have to in a minute. Let's see. These are kind of the same. Let's do this. Charlie Harper This is his illustrated life. Todd Oldham, the designer, he's the one that put this book together. I think he put it together after he passed away, after Charlie Harper passed away. And trying to find a year. So I know y'all recognize his work. I have I have a bunch of his postcards too. You can buy a box of 100 of his postcards. So I know y'all will recognize, but I just wanted to show y'all, some more illustrative type ideas. If you want to put something like that in your sketchbook. Hi, Mama Four. Anybody else? Let's see. Well, with all those zombies, I'd stay out of nature too. I actually live where it used to be, where what you call it, Walking Dead was filmed. I don't say I live down the street, but I live really close to where they used to film Walking Dead. The first 10 years or whatever. Then they moved to I don't know where they I quit watching Walking Dead when they killed off Glenn. If y'all know, if you've ever watched Walking Dead and how they killed off Glenn, I've never watched another episode of Walking Dead since they killed Glenn. I have no idea what happened after Glenn. Don't want to know what happened after Glenn, and I've never watched another episode of Walking Dead after they killed off Glenn. Just saying. But I lived right down the street from where they filmed it, and all the jail and the housing, their housing development and all that. It's not far from here. So they shut it all down because when they quit filming it over there, they shut all the stuff down. But what's his name? I have a couple of portraits that I did of. I did one of Glenn and one of not Rick. What's the other one's name? Let's see. But he has a restaurant down there. Hang on, let me look real quick in this portfolio. Hang on, I'm looking in my portfolios here. I think it's in this one. It's in one of these two little ones. Hang on. I think it's in here. I never did do Rick. I quit drawing. I was going to draw them all, and they killed off Glenn the way they did. So. Is it in this one? Yeah, this is my fan art one. There we go. Daryl. Couldn't think of his name, Daryl, until I saw him. But anyway, Daryl, the real person, opened a restaurant down there and it's still there. It's called Nick and something. Nick and I can't think of it right, but he has a restaurant down there. And then there's Glenn. So these are a couple of my fan art portraits that I did. There's Doc, Sean. There's Mistel. I haven't seen her for a while. So, and then some of the, what do you call it? YouTubers are in there too. Okay, so anyway, getting off track. So Charlie Harper, An Illustrated Life, 978-193-4429-822. Okay. All right. Were the Wild Things, the art of Maurice Sendak, Where the Wild Things Grow? What is it again? It's been a while since I read that book too. Where the Wild Things Are? What? Wild things are happening. Anyway, it's his story, his life story, his biography. It's R. Okay, thank you. And Darvoid. Welcome, Darvoid. Who else am I missing? Scrolling back, said hi to Mama 4, Ellen. Anyway, I'm sure I'm missing some people coming in. So this is his biography, and it came out in, let's go to the back. This came out in, where are you? Where you be? 22 is from the Columbus Museum of Art to 2022 to 2024. So sometime in there, because it was put out by the museum, I guess. So anyway, and he had an interesting life too. And so it's his biography, but it's all his artwork. But he has sketches, like his early sketches, his early work, how he got started, what he thought, what he did, his comics, his doodles, his thumbnails. So if you like his style, his work, there's some comics that he did there. Some sketches, but I pulled them because of the sketches. This is what everybody knows him as right here, the Wild Things. But he did lots of other things too. But that's what he's probably most famous for and known for. But anyway, like I said, I pulled the books that I pulled for the sketchbook aspect. Okay, let's see. And I did pull one of Camilla Del Greco view, her pop manga drawing book. Yes, you will have to watch the replay, Cat Base. Like I said, I pulled 50 books. I've probably shown maybe 25 of them. So this is Camilla's, and I tried to keep it on sketchbooks. Like I said, I did not do art journals, collage, painting, or any of the things that I showed on this list. I did not do any of these, although some of these might be included in some of them. I didn't include all this. Okay, so pop manga, Camilla. Y'all know we love our color books. I need to do maybe next week when I get my pan pastels. When I get my new pan pastels, I have the whole other set, but I wanted the new colors. We'll go back and work in Catitude, in her Catitude color book. We've done a couple things in here. We did this one where I added collage fish to it, and we did this one. And I think I have a half colored one in here somewhere. Purple one? Where's that purple one? Is it in here? Oh, anyway, we're going to work in that next week, I think. All right, so this is her drawing book. She has a painting book, a drawing book. She has a few books. She has a few books out, but this is the drawing one. She shows you, her tools and her, starting how to do little. She has this little character. What's its name? Hang on, I got something in my eye again. She has this little character that takes you through. Anyway, she has a name for this little character that she takes you through to show you how to draw things. Thanks, Tina. So, if you want to draw pop manga like Camilla, or you just want to practice or get, you don't have to try to draw exactly like her. You can, practice it, different sketches and adding color. And you'll recognize some of these that went into her color book. Her color books, I should say. I think I have all of them, of her color books. And I do have her painting book too, but I've never done her painting style. I like books like this for inspiration more than tutorials, So anyway, 978-0399-581502. Drawing pop manga. Okay. Let's see. And I got this one. This Taschen. That's what I was trying to think of the name of the publisher a while earlier today. I couldn't think. I was T-S. Anyway, Taschen or Taschen. These books, I love these books, and they're very good price. Now, I don't know about this one, but most of the Taschen books are well priced, but you have to make sure when you order these books. I have tons of the small ones, but I bought the small ones on purpose, but they have them in this size, about this big, real thick and small. There's illustrators, designers, fashion. I have one on Basquiat. I have different artists, and they're all in that format, that size. So you make sure, because some of the books are this big, and some of them are that smaller size. Tashin, however you say it. Anyway, so East of the Sun and West of the Moon, K. Nielsen. Okay, this just feel it's textured, people. It's textured. Wait a minute. Give me a moment. Oh my goodness. So anyway. Just look at these beautiful illustrations. Bookmark in here. The origins of Norway's famous folk tales. Norway's famous folk tales she's illustrated. And I'm not going to read her bio. Y'all could go look her up, because otherwise we're not going to finish the books. But I did want to just show y'all. Look at this beautiful work. But she has little illustrations and sketches, but mostly you see how beautiful the work is. Norwegian folk tales. Look at that. Look at the colors in that. Oh, thank you, Kat. Put a link to this one in there. Kat's being selective. She's picking her favorites. So it tells the different folk tales. But see, it's got just different small illustrations and then the larger paintings. Kind of like how Christensen's books are. Text and sketches and the paintings. Okay, did I read the ISBN? No, this is small. I know I would have to get the... Okay, 978-3-8365-32297. All right, so that's that one. I don't know how much I paid for that one. I know it doesn't have the price on it. Tashins are usually pretty reasonable, though. All right, so let's see. Before, I'm going to have to take a quick break. Let me throw out here what I got left. I got a couple of these type books where they're like how to, draw every day kind of books. I got some of those. Notes on type and color. What you mean? What's a zine? We pulled this one a few times. And Scott McCloud's Understanding Comics. And then I did pull 3 of my Nick Band talks. I pulled 3 of my Nick Band talks, although I have every book that Nick Band talks put out, including Dubious Documents. This was the little puzzle. Janet and I did this together over the phone. We solved it. And then I got Linda Berry's books on her syllabus. I'll show these, but I've got to take a quick break. All that lemon water, people. I'll BRB. Hang on. All right. Get my hands dry off I don't want to dry on my new shirt. My new grandpa pajama shirt. Old Navy was having a sale. And I like this shirt. It's so thin. It's thin. I love it, but it looks like grandpa's pajamas. Let's see, what can you make me a All right, Denise, I'll make you a grilled cheese. Didi could uh, all right, so let's see what we got here. Let's do these two first. This is old, and all of us bought it. They had a big, I don't know, they were wiping them out at Amazon one day. We all got them for $1.99. I mean, I think I already had it, but it just so happened that they went on sale for like $1.09. I got it for $12.99 back in whenever we got it. But this is an old book. It is from 2006, so it's 20 years old. Okay, and it's all like how to make a zine, like by hand, using a copy machine. People using a copy machine, not even a print. Well, I think they might show a printer, but anyway, we all bought this back a few years ago. Yeah, Marsh got it too. It's what you mean. What's a zine? It's a whole description and history of zines and all kinds of cartoons. Look how to look at this zine production. And so anyway, it's got lots of comics and if y'all remember, what was it called? I know we'll come across it. That machine that had the little flash thing. It was a little plastic machine. I think it was made in Japan, and you could take pictures, like quick little pictures, and you'd have to replace the bulbs every now and then. There's a comic in here on that too. The Evolution of Self-Publishing. It's a great book. Kat, are they still available? She put a link in. Great moments in zine history, stamps. If y'all were back in the day, like Janet and I were doing mail art, MAIL, mail art, back in the day with stamping and stuff, you'll get it. Anyway, the ideas, materials, writing, the art, blogs. This was before vlogs. How to fold them. They have different, tons of ways to fold a zine. When we do zine swaps, here, we have a very basic one where you cut down the middle and fold it, and we do a very basic folded zine when we do the swaps here. So all different kinds, all different ways to fold the different kinds. Show an old computer. Going to the print shop. I mean, it's just so retro. So retro. Really retro for some of y'all. Weren't probably even born yet. Here it is. This Print GoCo. Print GoCo. Here's a whole comic on how to use a Print GoCo. This is hilarious. If y'all want to read this later, I'll just kind of hold it here for a second. If y'all want to read this later, this is hilarious. If you've ever used a Print GoCo. And here's the receipt where I bought it at the store. When did I buy it? I got it off of Amazon. So faded, I can't even see it. When did I buy it? I don't know. I don't see a date. I did pay $12.95 or whatever it was, or $10.95. I think I got $2 off. Anyway, different bindings. So all kinds of tips and tricks and ideas. Postal peril. We know this, don't we? We know of postal peril. So anyway, that is What You Mean, What's a Zine? Mark Todd and Esther Pearl Watson. Did I read the ISBN? 978-0618-563-159. And I think Kat put a link in there. Then the other one that's Linda Berry. We'll do Linda Berry next. Okay, so this is Scott McCloud's Understanding the Art of Comics, How to Make Comics. This came out a long, long time ago, 93. This is 1993. Let me read the ISBN. 978-006-097-6255. And if you have never made comics, this is kind of like one of the definitive. Marsh, would you say that this is like one of the definitive comic history, how to make them, anyway, because comics and illustration and sketching and all that kind of ties together. Well, it does tie together. I thought I'd just throw this one book out there just to show you a couple of different ones on comics. So, yeah, Understanding Comics, The Invisible Art. Neil Gaiman gave it a must read this book. So there you go. There's that one. I'm going to kind of try to keep it rolling here. And then Linda Berry, she's an art teacher. I don't know what she teaches now or where she teaches or if she's still teaching. But at the time, this was literally her syllabus for her classes. And if you've never read any of Melinda Berry's, I have some of her other books too. I pulled these 3. These are made to look like composition books. Okay. Yeah, see, there you go, Marcia. Yeah, very important comic making book. So she did, this is Notes from an Accidental Professor. And these are very fun, very detailed. If you want to get eye candy and inspiration, this was her class. This is how she talks about how in her class, everything she made them do. The supplies they had to make like one of these whole books in their semester. That was to get, and it feels like composition paper. ASMR moment. So anyway, she puts quotes and notes. She talks about how she has how she makes her classes. There's one of her classes there. And so again, I don't know what she's doing now or what she did or, anything like that. What she's doing these days, I should say. But she makes them do bad drawings. She talks about everything she does in the class. This is her syllabus. This is the actual syllabus that she uses in her class. And so it's very, so if you say, I can't draw a stick figure, you need this book. Just saying. You need this book. Yeah, silly books. Yeah. So anyway, and it's just so much to read. There's so much little info, little tips, little tricks, and it's really, really good. So different games, activities, studying, observations, books, objects, fictional characters. So she just has all kinds of, this is really, and I see these books. I see these two. I haven't seen this one in Barnes & Noble anytime recent, but I see these. Making Comics and the syllabus book. I see these all the time in Barnes & Noble. So, my dear Unthinkable Mind students. And it's like on yellow legal pad. Classroom rules. We don't use our real names in class. We go by character names, either assigned or chosen. We never talk about the work that is read aloud either, in or out of class. We do not ask who made which picture. She exchanges. She passes things around. We do not ask who made or which picture or who wrote which story. We bring our composition notebooks and all of our art supplies to every class. And if you don't, you don't pass. You won't pass this class if you don't follow her rules. We sit in a different seat for each class, beside different classmates. We don't give advice or opinions on the work of our classmates. When classmates read aloud, we do not look at them. We draw tight spirals slowly. You just sit there and draw a spiral. She doesn't want you. She wants people to feel comfortable reading their own work and stuff. We do not put our names on the front inside of our drawings or stories. We do not activate or any electronic devices in class or use them for our assignments. No electronics allowed. We don't often chat. Instead, we get to know each other through our images in our work. We begin each class by drawing a 2-minute self-portrait on an index card, turn it, and date it. We fill our composition notebooks and then start another. Aim for 3 to 4 during the semester. 3 to 4 composition books a semester. Anyway, and it's just, she just does so much. Like, dear students, with your host, Professor Chewbacca, welcome to the spring semester. Basics, expectations, attendance. You missed 2 classes, it's okay. You missed 3, you're out of the class. So, she's missed 4. That, yeah. So she goes on and on about missing classes. So my experience has been something can be found by any student, regardless of technical ability, who takes each assignment seriously and who works hard. Anyway, so yeah, look, there's just so much to it. You could just spend days, some of the students' daily diary results, homework, due dates. And so, yeah. Just every page is just like that. Look, every page is like that, full of information and ideas and eye candy. I'm telling you, Linda Berry's got it going on. Okay, so 978-177-046-1611. How far can a pen, a composition notebook, and a burning question take you? So that's the syllabus. And then this one is making comics, drawn and quarterly. Let's see. Would you like to give it one more try? ISBN 978-177-046-3691. Have you given up on drawing? And it's so much information. I think it says in there, Tina, how she grades her students. But I don't remember, and I skipped over so much of it. So this is how to make a comic, how to get ideas, stories. So, yeah. Supplies. Again, it's, just pages and pages and pages of information. And these aren't too expensive. I think about $20, I think. Bookmark in there. That didn't come in the book. I stuck that in there for something. Character jam. Different characters, how to come up with characters, how to come up with stories. It's just everything. It's how to make a comic from start to finish. Then this book is called What It Is. And it's kind of a bio. And do you wish you could write, dramatically illustrate with more than color pictures? Linda Berry. And it's kind of her bio is in here too. And it's all like, well, not all of it, but a lot of it. Most of it is done like on yellow legal pad. And it's just talks, about her life, her own little comics that she's made, the things she's been through. But it's, again, this is a hardback book, but it's kind of looks like the vein of the other ones I just showed. But this is a hardback book. And look, see all the yellow notepad things? It's like her life. It's like her story, her biography, but other things thrown in. How she got, I think, teased in school, and yeah. Do you wish you could write? What makes something meaningful? What is reflection? I'm just randomly reading things. But there's just so much to her books. It makes me want to read them again. I haven't busted these open in a while. I think I might have to go back, just because just flipping through it makes me get inspired. So yeah. Okay, ISBN. It's probably hidden. I think it is hidden in here somewhere, if I remember correctly, on these post-it notes. Somewhere is the ISBN in here, I think. Oh, yeah. So I can't give you any really information on this, but just look up What It Is. There's a piece of, this was the book wrap. The belly band. This was the belly band. It's not on here. Oh, here it is. It is on here. 978-189-7299-357. And this was $24.95. You're probably a little cheaper on Amazon. But yeah. So that's what it is. All right. Let's keep it rolling here. Let me quickly go over my Nick Bantock. Again, I have all his books, tons of them. All the Griffin and Sabine, all the drawer, all of them. But I didn't pull those because there weren't really sketchbooks, right? But these, I just thought I'd just give a quick, Nick Bantock shout out because I love me some Nick Bantock, and I have his biography and all his history of his book covers. It's just he's amazing, and I've shown them a lot. And if you look at my books playlist, you'll see a lot of these again. Urgent Second Class, creating curious collage, dubious documents, and other art from ephemera. This goes off the path of what the sketchbooks are, but I wanted just to show, something other than just the sketchbooks, like one or two. So this is Nick Bantock's history, dubious documents, how he got started making his own ephemera stamps. When he went to the post office, how he got started with Griffin and Sabine. Anyway, so I'll just quickly give y'all the ISBN is 978. Oh, that might be the hardback. Oh, I'm going to give it to you anyway. Here it is. 9780811843058. You are invited to take an art class with the master of aesthetic curiosity, Nick Bantock. Urgent Second Class is an inspirational handbook for making art by embellishing and tampering with old documents, maps, postcards, scraps, envelopes, and other ephemera. Written in Bantock's ebullient, intimate prose and featuring numerous visual samples, Urgent Second Class shows how to alchemically transform the unexpected into your own idiosyncratic art. I need a drink of water. Okay. And then this one, Dubious Documents, a puzzle. See, look, Janet Nye's notes. We did this whole puzzle, and what it is, it's a whole thing, 12, 20 envelopes, and every one has a poster in it. And I don't want to show y'all this is our notes that we, when we figured it out, we wrote them down on Post-it notes. But anyway, there's hints and how to solve the puzzle. And it was an online thing for a while. We didn't do the online thing where you had to turn it in. And anyway, it's very fun. I can guarantee you it's more fun if you do it with a friend rather than just by yourself, because you talk it out and go, well, what do you think about that? Did that number match up? Is that puzzle? Did that work out? And Janet and I think we did it in a day or two over the phone. 978-14521-66032. And it's a chronicle book too. Nothing by a chronicle book is ever bad. But that's Dubious Documents, a puzzle. And look, it's got the little. It's very cool. Janet and I loved it, didn't you, Janet? We had so much fun with that. And then a trickster's hat. We tried doing some of these online. They're like prompts, but they're too involved and some of them are really time consuming and too involved. And so we didn't really do too much with the online. I've done some by myself, but he's the author of Griffin and Sabine, and I'll just read you the beginning here where it said, let's see, this 2014 is when this came out. Can't not believe that. Seems like I just got this a couple months ago. I wish we had a week to do it. Yeah. Let's see. So this is for the wide-eyed wanderers. Okay. And again, this is more a kind of a collage prompt book, but I like it because of the idea factor to it, the inspiration, idea, imagination factor, rather than sketches. Like I said, it's more prompts. I think there's 49 prompts in the book, but I just want to read you the intro. Let me get a sip of water again. Where to start? All right, y'all, are y'all up for this for a few minutes? I'm going to try to get out of here by 12. We'll go through the rest of them quickly. It's dusk. And if my mods have to go, do not feel like you have to stay if y'all have things to do, mods. It's dusk. A stranger is driving. Wait a minute. Let me get a bite of my banana. I can tell my like I've been eating on this since I got here. A bite at a time. Okay. Here we go. It's dusk. A stranger is driving around the countryside, utterly lost. Eventually, he comes to a tiny hamlet. The place is deserted, apart from a little man sitting on a rustic fence. The stranger winds the stranger winds down his window and asks for direction to Fortune's Hall. The little man removes his peculiar battered hat, places it upside down between his knees, scratches his head, and without looking up, begins. It's like this, he says. You take the first right, the third left, the second right, pass over the humpback bridge, then you carry on till you reach the goat's arms. A mile after that, you'll see ... And so he continues for a full 2 minutes. Finally, he completes the impossibly convoluted stream of directions, replaces his hat, fixes the stranger with a piercing gaze, and declares, "But if I were you, I wouldn't start from here." Our friend the stranger has a problem. If you were he, what would you do next? You cannot retrace your steps. There's no one else to ask. You are obliged to keep driving in the hope that you will stumble on your destination before the night descends. A troublesome conundrum. A conundrum! Terry, it's a conundrum. Or maybe not. If you are less specific about your destination, then maybe you aren't lost at all. Let's see. All right. Who is the trickster and what else does he have in his hat? And then we're going to move on. Of all the reasons for being an artist, there is one that outweighs all others. Art offers a path to our souls. But this path isn't direct. There's no shortcuts. The road is confusing, and seemingly getting lost along the way is inevitable. However, perhaps that is the point. After all, if we were simply a master of going from A to B as the crow flies, how much would we learn along the way? In order to gather wisdom, we are obliged to stumble bum, our search careening us against the periphery of our comfort and comprehension. By nature, these wanderings aren't easy. We have been told so many times that if we want something badly enough and focus hard enough, we can have it. But that concept falls prey to the notion that we conceive what we need, that we know the best way to go, and that there is a best way to go. I'm adding my own emphasis, like if I was reading it in my head. We can't get far back enough from the road to see the topography. Our perception of where we might be going will thankfully always be wrong. And that's where the trickster comes in. Having a wise joker as our journey's companion, someone whose very nature embodies misdirection, is an enormous asset, and we need all the help we can get. So, for the duration of this book, the trickster, who comes readily furnished with a map and an exercise hat, will be joining us. He has much to give, but remember, he has no qualms about tripping us awake if our boots get too filled with ego. Isn't that good? And then it goes on about imagination and then gets into all the prompts, which some are long, some are short, but they're not really doable on a stream. But that's the trickster's hat. Did I read you the ISBN? 978-0399-165023. Nick Bantock. Okay. These two, come on, down to one stack, guys. I think these are more, well, let's see. I'm going to like these more than these. These right here, I'm just going to show you real quick. These are just like, you see the little prompt ones. I know y'all seen like, what's her name? Carrie somebody. She has all those books on follow along, do the prompts, do the things, wreck this book. Carrie somebody, can't think of her name right now. Anyway, these kind of books are like those. Here's an Adam Kurtz, some guy, and it's daily creative companion. And again, it's kind of like that where you just do a little prompt every day. 978-0399-167-355. Okay, things are what you make of them. One page at a time. Every day is epic. Mary Kate McDevitt, a guided journal for daydreams, creative rants, and Carrie Smith, thank you, Janet, and bright ideas. And again, see, this one was eye candy to me. I love Janet, I know, this to me reminds me of your Beast. Janet does a daily Beast, she calls her book, and it looks like this. Janet, and do you have this book, Janet? For some reason, I bet you do. But it reminds me of Janet's Beast. Isn't it cool? Look, little things, little prompts for you to do every day. I need to pull this one out again, too. See, I see them again. 978-0-7611-89404. And it came out, let's see if I can find it. 2017. You think you have them all too? Yeah, Janet, I know. And then, I got a couple more of those. Here's another one. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I got a couple more, guys. I'm going to be here for a few more minutes. If you can stay. If you can't stay, that's okay. Sketching Made Easy. This is a hardback. I think I got this it's a Piccadilly. I think I got this at Barnes & Noble, one of those kind of inexpensive $5 books or something. 2018. Sketching Made Easy. But look, it's got all kinds of little doodles, little drawings, and how to draw. It's just like a little drawing book. It kind of reminds me of something you'd probably see in the 50s or the 60s. And I didn't pull those books either. I've got some Loomis books that are old. But I didn't pull those either. But so anyway, this can give you some little step-by-step sketches. I didn't pull too many of these kind either. 978-1-608-63-4552. Sketching Made Easy. Then this one is, I think he teaches on Skillshare. Mike Lowry, I think he teaches on. I used to watch Skillshare all the time, but I haven't been there for a while. But I'd go there and just check out and see what kind of things are going on. But anyway, he, I think, has classes there. Random Illustrated Facts, a collection of curious, weird, and totally not boring things to know. Again, eye candy. Let's give you ISBN. Well, let's see. I must have got it on sale because they covered up the ISBN number. Yeah, they covered it up. I can't get. Oh, let's see if it's inside. So I got this on clearance or something because they covered up the ISBN. Here we go. 2017, 978-0-7611-89954. And I think Janet and I both like this one for the typography because look at all the different styles and writing and lettering. So, but it's all different kinds of fun little facts, little fun facts. Like here's Poe. Invented the modern detective story, published his first book at 18, married his first cousin. He was 27, she was 13. Good Lord. Was buried in an unmarked grave in Baltimore. 26 years later, teachers, students, and publishers raised money for a monument. But you see, it's the art and the lettering. Famous quotes, it's just all frogs. Many frogs shed their skin once a week. A single golden poison dart frog holds enough poison to kill 10 people. Oh, here's the praying mantis. Janet knows all about those. She did a zine on the praying mantis. Oh my gosh, the best zine ever was Popoy. I think is his name. Popoy. The praying mantis zine is hilarious. Oh my gosh, if I had more time, I'd go pull it out right now and read it because it's hilarious. So anyway, this book is just very cool for the fonts, like I said, the typography and just a little info, little info things. I think I bought one of these for Denise too. I think she liked it too. Random Illustrated Facts, Mike Lowry. Yes, it was a great zine, wasn't it? You can't believe I remember Poi Po. Oh my gosh, Janet. Hang on. I think it's not in my, it might be in my full zines. Or is it in my, does Janet have her own section? I'm going to hope it's in this. I got 2 boxes of zines. Janet made me 2 boxes. She handmade the boxes and covered them. Handmade from scratch. And I filled one, so she sent me another. I'm looking for Poi Po. Hang on. I think Janet's are kind of all together. Am I going the wrong way? Ah, here's Janet's right here at the beginning. Looky here, Janet. Janet, look what I found. Look, right there in the very front. Boom. I love my Janet boxes. Oh, we're going to look at this because this is part of sketching. Praying mantis, coconut, and she made them all like little newspapers. This is one of our swaps that we were in. Let's see which swap was this one. I don't remember. But anyway, it was one of the swaps. Okay, one of the swaps. Praying mantis, coconut telegraph newspaper. Serving the Poi Po community since 1908. This is May 2021 from when we did the swap. Now remember, imagine it's a newspaper, right? It's a newspaper. Local student expelled. Paco, a student at the local grammar school, has been suspended for jumping on his bed during Zoom schooling. Miss Millie, the nutrition teacher, said multiple warnings had been given. She stated further that Paco will be the death of me, providing that the frog doesn't get her first. Oh, we're reading it, people. Beauty contest winner announced. Miss Poi Po 2021. Remember, this is during lockdown, people. The Poi Po Beauty Contest Committee is proud to announce that Miss Penelope Matodia has been awarded the crown. The judges said that the choice was clear, one stating that her double-spined murder clamps were beyond compare. Now, y'all remember, the praying mantis. Penelope's mother, Precious, while sobbing with joy, exclaimed, "I almost wish I hadn't eaten her father at conception. I know he would be so proud." We were able to locate one of her 10,421 siblings. Paco interrupted his bed jumping long enough to display a gagging reflex when informed of his sister's crowning. Penelope will represent Poi Po in neighboring communities, promoting her platform of eliminating frog gangs as well as world peace. Congratulations. Teacher profile. This week we profile Miss Millie, the nutrition teacher at our grammar school. And she hand wrote all this. This is what gets Denise. She cannot get over Janet's writing. Janet hand writes this stuff, this size, people. This week we profile Miss Millie, the nutrition teacher at our grammar school. Her emphasis is teaching our youngsters to avoid the sugar-laden aphids and opt for the high fiber and protein found in grasshoppers. Miss Millie is in her 5th month of her anticipated 12-month lifespan. And she drew all these too, guys. Janet drew all these. Wanted, dead or alive, $5,000 reward. Pella Bates frog gang leader. And that must be a kind of frog. Pella Bates? Anyway, that's in the newspaper. Wanted. Red-eyed mantis sighted. A rare specimen of the elusive red-eyed mantis was seen at the local flea market. Warning to all male mantis. Do not attempt to breed this mantis. Help wanted. Babysitter, contact Paco's mom, 1-800-BAD-KIDS. Teacher, school year 2022. Miss Millie's lifespan is expected to expire on 8/20/21. Beach cleanup, must be willing to pick up liquefied jellyfish, 1-800-GROSS-OUT. Counselor, working with beach cleanup crews, 1-800-FIX-KIDS. Photographer, fixing the photographs in the Coconut Telegraph. Just look. 1-800-MY-BED. Picked fresh daily. Isn't this awesome, guys? And Janet did all this and drew all this. And then here's the last page. Hands in the air like you just don't care. So that's our the praying mantis coconut telegraph, Paco. Anyway, I got all of Janet's zines right there in the front. Okay, let's get back to our books. We have a few more minutes. Doesn't it? Right, Tori? Oh, Tori, you're no slacker on your Procreate anime stuff. Okay, so these quick, and these were expensive in the day. I don't even know if you can get these anymore. But there's notes on color and notes on type. This came out in 2014. Are they both 2014? 2016. So notes on color came out first, on color theory. And they're so good. I think they were classes as well. I think these are kind of like syllabuses. Say that 3 times fast. But they're really they're so cool. Light, energy, and color. See, it gives you like very eye candy, and at the same time, I don't know if a scientist did it. I don't remember. I haven't read it in a long time. But it is all on color theory and how color theory works. But look at the fonts and the text and it's just, these are amazing books. But like I said, they weren't cheap back in the day. What were they? $30. These were $30 each. So, yeah. Color theory, different, I need to keep these out too and reread these. Because, you just reread, you just don't you don't see your books every day. So that's the notes on color theory, and this is notes on type. Design fundamentals is what they are. Thank you, Kat. Oh, let me give you ISBN. 978-0321-969071. And then the notes on type. Oh, it's covered up. Nine seven 80133962420. And just look at the handwritten type. Although now you could probably do write funky and just make your own fonts and everything, but they're just very, very informative, very inspirational. I'm telling you, people, nobody can say they're bored these days. You can buy 1 or 2 of these books and spend months just going through one and get inspiration and ideas, all different types of type. I'm keeping these out along with my random facts and my Linda Berry. Keep my Linda Berries out here. Make a separate stack. I pulled up 7. I went up and down those stairs 7 times to bring these up to you guys today. Just saying. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to go through these kind of quickly. I'll wait on this one a second. Draw every day, draw every way. I think this is this a flow book? No, maybe not. But anyway, it's kind of the same thing. It gives you prompts to fill in every day. The pyramids, the Eiffel Tower, Big Ben, and Empire State Building. And you can just draw them sketchy, doodly. Don't have to, draw them realistically. Oh my gosh, really, Kat? The Kat said the book on the type that I just showed is $120. Well, they're old. They're older. Some of these are older, but again, guys, there's new ones coming out all the time. Go look on Amazon, but it's even better if you can go to a bookstore and go to the arts section and just, Go look them up. I mean, browse them in person. I didn't collect all these overnight, just saying. I've been collecting books and art books all my life. Okay, so anyway, this is the same kind of a bear wearing pearls, three busy beavers, acrobatic cat. Oh my gosh, if Terry didn't live in the UK, I would so send her this. Terry would rock this, but it probably cost me more than the book to send this to her. It's only $16.95. Terry, if you want to buy a fun book, I can so see Terry rocking this book, but I can't. It costs more to send it to her than it would to buy it. 978-14197-20147. I don't know what year this came out. Did I say? Here we go. 2016. You think you have it on your list? Well, it's got plenty of prompts in it for sure. And it's got some gray paper, black paper, white paper, tone tan paper. So it's got all different. It's awesome, Terry. Okay, let's see. Drawing Your Life, Michael Nobbs, founder of Sustainable Creativity. I don't know how old this one is either. This one is 2013. So it's another one of the same kind of thing. It's kind of like the Carrie Smith type book. You got different prompts and, you fill them out, work on them, like you work on, just carry it around with you, work on it whenever. 978-399-161131. I think I might do something with that. Okay, let's see. Here's Draw Your Day, an inspiring guide to keeping a sketch journal. Again, sketching every day. This is kind of Danny Gregory-esque type thing, drawing every day. 978-0399-581298. This one doesn't have a date. I think I got this one in not the clearance, but in the the inexpensive books at Barnes and Noble, 2018. Draw Your World. I think I got this because of Janet. Janet made me buy this one, and kind of recently. That Draw Your Day. Is it Draw Your World? I think you made me buy this one. I say made me. Janet doesn't make me. I think this is the one she made me buy. And it's the same kind of thing. You draw everything in your life. Janet loves Draw Your Day, the other one I just showed. And this one is Draw Your World. 978-19848-58207. Date. This one's kind of new, isn't it, Janet? So it'll be in the back. What year did they start moving the info to the back of the book? 2021. So draw your world. Okay, and Draw Your Day. Then this one's an older one. This is a Kirby Rosan's sketchbook, Art of. So if y'all colored any Kirby books, this is his sketchy stories. I don't know how many times I bought this. Cameron has used it, not recently, but he has see, look, I colored some in it. But it's Kirby's sketchbook. This is back when he's doing all those little characters in all of his color books. And let's see, 978-163-106-1165. That seemed long. But anyway, it's his sketchbook. And he did this. Now, I don't know when he published this book, but these are the sketches he did leading up to doing color books. 2016. But these are the sketches that he talks about here that led him up to making color books. He's a tattoo artist too, I think, if I remember correctly. Okay, this one, I still got a couple good ones to show y'all. I'm gonna continue. If y'all have to leave, Marsh. I know, Marsh. Everybody probably does. I'm gonna finish these. I got this one and about five more, so I'm gonna continue on. If I have the garage door open, then Hubster's home for lunch, and I'll hit the road. Um, this one is fun, and I bought a similar one for Cameron that had other pictures in it. The idea generator, mix and match prompts. Let me just give you the ISBN here. 978-141-9746-512. And what it is, there's a subject, a medium, and color on every one. And look, you can mix and match. You can pick the medium, and then you can flip over to a different color, and then the subject. So they're all interactive, like intermixed. There'll be hundreds of choices of what you could do. Do you see what I'm saying? So you have a subject, a medium, and a color. We'll pull this back out on Monday. How about that? During our book and idea prompt thing, I'll put this up there with those books so we can review that again on Monday. All right. How to keep a sketchbook journal. Claudia Nice. I have tons of her books as well. Claudia has tons and tons. Did I move back? It seemed like I should have been closer. I hope y'all have been good about, seeing everything. Y'all can zoom in. Most of y'all can probably zoom in on your devices when if you watch the replay. Yeah, it's like a prompt game, Arlene. Claudia Nice does pen and ink and watercolor. And is this from her? Oh, no, this is somebody else. This is just a little piece of a leftover book that I put in here because I didn't want to lose this. But I have lots of Claudia Nice or Claudia Nice. I'm not sure how she pronounced it, Nice. And she does all kinds of, she does pen, well, she probably sketches in pencil too, but she does pen and ink drawings and then watercolors them. And she has tons and tons of different books about doing that. This is just one of them, but I wanted to show you because she has a lot of nature in here. So she sketches with, I think at first, she probably maybe uses different microns now, but probably back in the day was what are those called? The technical pens, the Koh-i-Noor and, those kind. She might use technical pens, like microns now or something. I don't know what she does now. I haven't seen her for a while, but she has tons of books. Pen and ink, waterproof pen and ink, and watercolor. Okay, then here's the Art of Botanical and Bird. I got this one on clearance probably at Hobby Lobby. Again, I just want to kind of show you that there's all kinds of these drawing books out at Hobby Lobby and craft stores and just your regular bookstores. So you can get all kinds of sketching ideas. Okay, there's tons of those out there. Same here's the nature journaling, Claire Walker Leslie and Charles E. Roth. I think I had one. Didn't I do another one of theirs? Did I do this one in a softback? In a paperback? Maybe. I think I showed this in the paperback. I probably have it in paperback and hardback. So let me just give you the ISBN with this one, if I can find it. 978-1580-170-888. And again, this one might come in softback now. I think I showed that in the other. Oh, thanks, Devin. I appreciate you guys, y'all sticking around as much as you could. I'm almost done, although these two are the last two I'm going to show, and these are two of my favorites. I saved two of my favorites for the end, so if you stuck around, I know you can always go back and watch later. Bye, Arlene. So I got Cameron and I this book back. I got them at the High Museum when we went. There's a little sticker. I got it in 2012, so that would have been 12, 13, 14, 15, 13 years ago. So Cameron would have been 13 from 26, 13. He would have been 13. He would have been 13, and I'm not going to tell you how old I was. But anyway, street art doodle book, Outside the Lines, created and compiled by Dave the Chimp. This came out in 2010. We got it, like I said, in 2012 at the museum. ISBN, I don't know if you can find this, 978-1-856-69-6821. And it's all street art, and it's done on like a newsprint. It's a little thicker than newsprint, but it's got that feel. It's got the newsprint feel. And you do like some of the other books where you have some half done pages, and it's like you could put your own graffiti, your own drawing, like make your own black book, kind of thing. So anyway, I love this book. I love this book. I have a couple things I colored in here, but Cameron loved his too. I don't know. He probably still has it in his book stash somewhere. Not at Yellowstone, but see, I started coloring a little bit here and there. But it's just look at it. It's so much eye candy. And like I said, they're like blank graffiti walls. A lot of them. Some of them are just the graffiti esque. They're all black. It's the whole book is black and white. Anything you see in color, I've added. I added the color too. Isn't it cool? Big thick book too. Colored that one. And don't forget, guys, I know some of y'all are leaving already. Make sure and go watch Cat and Paste video I talked about earlier. Her newest one. Oh my gosh, y'all will so love it. So, all right, there's that. And then the last one. See, it's a big, thick book. Okay. And then the last one I got to show you is Street Sketchbook, and Tristan Manco has done. There's a second one. I think there might be three. I think I have two. I like this one the best. This is my favorite, the street art book. And what it is, they're the black books of street artists, of graffiti artists. Let me move this out here a little bit. So they're, I got hung up on here, Janet. Got my light connected in there. How did I close my light in the box? I don't know. I closed my fairy lights in the book. Anyway, I mean in the box. So Street Sketchbook, it's a chronicle book. 978-0-8116-61380. And I think it comes in hardback, and I think it comes in a softback as well. So you can probably get it in both. I have it in hardback here. But it's inside the journals of international street and graffiti artists. And look, these are their actual journal covers of different street artists and graffiti artists and their black books. Well, they're not necessarily a black book. That's what the graffiti artists call black books. So anyway, yeah, it shows different their supplies. Now, there might be a little don't email me if you see a boobage. So anyway, these are street artists and graffiti artists. And see, look, you see the actual spirals, you see the actual books. Of all these, you only put one book in your cart. That's because you already have most of them, Janet. Listen to her. I only put one book in my cart. That's because I have 99% of the others. But I love this. I love street art, graffiti art, because I love lettering and typography. So, but this is just more than that too. It's their ideas, their sketchbooks. See, look. And there's the garage, and there's Hubster. So I love this book too. So if you like graffiti and street art, then I would recommend this one. Like I said, there's a second one. I recommend this one first over the other one. So there we go. Street sketchbook. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to head out. Don't forget Devin. Devin comes on at 3. I will see you guys later. Yes, I know. I'll be right there, honey. I'm just wrapping up. I know, right? So thanks everybody for being here. Hope you enjoyed all the book show and tell. Thanks, Devin. There's Devin's name if y'all want to go see her at 3. Thanks, Terry, for your awesome inspiration for all the prompts that you do as well. And thanks, Tori, for your what Wizard of Oz witch and cat. Thanks, guys. See you later. Bye.